I hope we're out there.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic
Yeah, we're there.
Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I am your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Charnick.
I'm Katie.
And we're live in the studio with the G's. 2 G's in one day.
2 G's, no lighter.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like,
Mr. Lou Pino from Gene Traders is here with us for live right here. And in the back, somewhere, in the wings.
We had to keep him
Also
off
live
camera.
in the studio.
I guess JugDealers had some sort of a thing where we weren't allowed to use his image on our show.
No, he has this massive little something on his face. He didn't want to blemish. He didn't want anybody to see.
You
it.
can't see it.
Definitely not any of that.
We purposely make our thing so bad that you can have as many
We're over here.
blemishes as possible, and you still look
There
like
they are.
like a porn star.
Oh, look, you can see the
And you
beverage.
still look like a porn. Yeah, we were working on the lighting before you got here, so definitely porn star vibes.
Yeah, get the zoom in on that one. Zoom in, quick.
Look at that big bag of Ozo.
hey.
Big bag.
So we have Gabe from the JugDealers. Is it
Good to see you,
JugDealers or JugDealer?
JugDealers.
This is okay. I fucked up. I
Should
knew
we-
I fucked
should
up.
we let Gabe know
Later, I
that-
was like, "Fuck! I should have looked."
There's no editing.
But
here.
since you don't have, since you're not since you're only on YouTube and you're not on, I can't just click you up like that.
Wait, you're not on any other channels? Just
No,
YouTube?
I think we're just on YouTube and Spotify.
Okay, I didn't realize Spotify.
How
that's
2015?
Yeah, man.
You know, look, man.
That's not even really a podcast, man.
No.
You know that. That's
It's a
officially-
YouTube channel.
You are a YouTuber now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not mind these two. What on earth?
You're a
We are so
tuber.
happy to have you here and see you, my friend.
Look,
Thank you, Katie, for balancing us out.
We are
average-
podcasters. You're a tuber.
That's fine. Look, I average 10 to 70,000 views on the episode, so I'm not
Oh, really?
complaining.
Well, if you go on
Yeah.
TikTok, you get millions of views. How's that? And
Dude,
it doesn't,
they-
it doesn't mean
Are
anything.
any of
They just, ironically
we go for
enough,
quality over quantity over here.
They-
Now, hold on. Wait a minute. We have had tremendous year in the past.
Oh,
We
Dave,
went
straight
from
up.
I've said this many times.
Here it
From
goes.
22 to 23, 1.3 million
Million.
plays
nice. Total,
for the whole year,
that's good.
doing one show a week.
That's good.
And then we did something wrong. Totally wrong in the
Okay, never
podcast
look,
world.
never
I
We
mean,
did, we did a show with Cheech and Chong,
Don't do it.
and that killed us.
No way.
Yes.
That's what it's turning?
We were supposed to do a 20-minute show with
We
Cheech and
dropped
Chong.
off the cliff.
cliff.
Yeah.
Wow.
We became Barry.
do remember that. I
no,
feel
what
like I
was it?
didn't know it
Andy
was
Gibb.
Cheech-
Shadow dancing. Yep, shadow dancing.
And I
No
mean,
way.
I-
I would've
And
thought it
even
had
and
to
when we
reverse.
told this story
We got
to
Shadowban.
Tommy and to Cheech, they
So-
said they would put us in their next movie. And then the
then
next
they
movie
ne-
was
and
it was a
they never-
documentary. There was really no way to
We're
do
waiting
that.
for them to do the movie.
Do a
with
next one.
105.
Yeah. So
That's
so I mean,
funny.
ironically enough, we don't. The big thing is we don't smoke on the show,
I know.
and that's
that's why you get views.
Well, yeah, because
Exactly.
we're not age gated. Smoking gets you age gated.
Not on
when
Spotify
you're age-gated.
or on SoundCloud.
Our biggest platform is YouTube. We're on Spotify, but we don't get near the amount of views that we get on YouTube.
Well, good for you. Everyone tune into the JugDealers podcast.
I was just gonna say JugDealers
and,
on Spotify and
JugDealers
YouTube.
on YouTube. Right here.
I feel like I didn't know that you all didn't smoke on your show.
Yeah, I mean, it's by design. Don't get me wrong. We do some bong hits
No, I mean,
before the show. People look at they say like, "Hey, man, you could put a piece of
all the things we would have to do to become a really high number successful show like that, we're just not going to do.
Oh, why
We're
doesn't
just-
everybody
it's not
take a
available
moment
to
right
us.
now and click
yeah.
that like
Smash
and
that
subscribe?
like
I already
Smash
said
that
everybody
like
likes that.
Yeah, but here's what I'll say, and it's funny because I was thinking about it the other day. I wouldn't be where I'm at and wouldn't know all the people I know if it wasn't for those original Adam Dunn Show invitationals, in which when you look at
Keep
the
your mailbox is open if you
Yeah,
feel
that's
like you're
right.
worthy. You might be hearing something.
I heard
Ain't no
I
party
heard,
like
I
an
heard a
Adam
little
Dunn
rumor.
party.
But I mean, when you look at some of the lists of the people that were at the original ADSIs,
Roz
you
Dogs.
know, Fuji, Pinsky, AJ, JJ,
All the J's.
Yeah, like
We got all the G's today,
yeah.
but they have all the J's.
Josh,
we cover
dude.
usually by.
Josh D. Yeah, I'm not.
So,
I mean,
Gabe, I know you didn't know this, but we're contractually obligated to ask you to leave the show right now, mentioning Pinsky's
Oh, you
name
said
on the
Pinsky
air.
on the air? No, that's bad.
We
Now
can't
we have
have
to
you
edit
on.
the whole show.
That whole show needs to be edited. We lose the chat. We're going to lose the whole chat right now. I mean,
You're
that.
ready for a new show. We're about to restart.
Sorry. Vinny, let's go to one again. All right.
and,
Sorry, scrap all that.
Retake it from the top.
Yep. Fuck.
No, I'm very
No,
excited.
what I was saying a couple shows ago too, which is really funny. If you go back and look at all those shows from around that time period too, is most of the people that came on, it was their first podcast they've ever been on. They're just like, whoa, never been on a podcast before, and it's like, well, don't worry, it's gonna be very
I mean,
painless.
as far as cannabis podcasts, you've been doing it longer than
Trying to. Yeah.
anybody. Like anybody.
I figure if you can't do it better, you might as well do it longer, right?
Damn, that's not true. That's not true.
Listen, a lot of LeBron fans would end up arguing that point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
Do you know who we haven't seen in a long time, who I'm reminded of by this right here?
Oh, God.
I have no tip.
Do you know who am I reminded of?
Oh,
looking at
come
this.
on. I rushed it.
Is that I roll joints at
What's his name? Now I'm
name?
completely now I'm blanking.
You're trying to ask us, and you don't
Yeah.
know who it is.
I'm totally.
He's
I'm
trying
having a
to talk
senior
shit
moment.
and get us to co-sign on it.
No,
Oh.
Mateo.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mateo.
Shout out
It
to
needs
Mateo.
three-
Freaking rushed to do
No,
it.
it would need 3
It's
filters.
perfect. That's what
His whole thing is he likes to do 3 filters, not 1. So it's 3 times as complicated.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the joint goes from a 3 filter up to like this ridiculously wide joint.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
when you hit on it, it goes like a long. You know, so you already know it's fucked. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
just,
yeah.
like,
It's too much, yeah.
Dry hit on it, it goes. Vroom, 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 vroom. You're like too much air, too much.
I was just like,
I use
that's
one
a great
filter,
sound
but
effect.
it does like, and I make sure I press it in to get rid of all those little air bubbles in there.
Let's focus on Lou while we're at it, since he's a guest.
Can I smoke some of that hash?
I'm waiting for a lighter so that I can smoke some of this hash. Thank you.
First question: Why'd you come to Colorado this time? Because you told me a couple weeks ago you were coming.
I'm in big fucking trouble, man. I'm coming
it was
to
for
your
that
house.
procedure
It
he
was a
needed.
well-planned event. You got some secrets?
Yeah.
No, honestly, this is my second time and actually being in Colorado. The first time I was in the Army. So it was before legalization.
You
This
weren't
is like
smoking a lot of weed last time you were here.
Well,
Allegedly.
that's what got him.
Hey, I know a secret.
there's a few documents that probably say otherwise, but I'm okay.
So
Mine
you
do
were in the
too.
Army from what year to what year?
From '99 to 2007.
Thank you for your
Wow, that's
service.
pretty good run there.
Because it's when the people don't know that when you sign up to the military, you're actually, contractually binded to for 8 years total. Even if you only end up doing 2 years, they can still call you back and for the rest of the 8. So I want to do my 8. Don't call me back.
Right. I get
That
you.
makes sense.
Don't call
Unless
me.
you get R22.
Oh, gonna talk military shit.
Right. Well, like,
Yeah.
Because
You ain't call me back.
It's a hold. There's a hold. There's nothing you can do, but you got to be, like. So I was, right in the beginning, like when,
So you were
after
there
9/11.
during- So I was gonna say you were there during the fucking craziest.
Yeah, I actually I was eating breakfast when I saw the second plane actually hit. And I was joking around with someone because one of the worst flights I've ever took is literally from like Hartford, Connecticut to New York, but they literally round right near downtown,
What, is
right
that,
in
what's
Manhattan.
that, like a 20-minute flight?
Dude, it's so short. So they keep
Doesn't
the
even make sense. Doesn't even make sense as a
So
flight.
the higher the goes, the less turbulent like that. But so it went low because it ended up being a short time. So it was such the worst flight I've ever been on.
Was it one of those small planes or?
No, it was like a medium-sized plane. And mind you, I've been like, zero map of the earth, like fast stops on helicopters,
I
like
was gonna
dropped
say,
out, like
C-130s
all
and
kinds
all
of stuff.
kinds
The worst thing. So I was like, I can see how maybe, it got out of hand and kind of hit it until the second one hit. and everybody just like cleared out the chow hall. Everybody went to armories. I sat on a tarmac for like 3 days trying to figure out where the hell they're gonna send us. Like it was just a wild mess, but we were ready.
Yeah, you were like front row to the fucking craziness as far as like the things we wouldn't get to see because we're all just in a blackout. Because I was in Europe at the time, so I was about to go to New York. I was supposed to be on New York on the next, so it was like my flight was on the 12th, leaving Amsterdam, and I was like, oh shit! I saw that thing all. I walked up into I was going to an organization for a party, right? So it was like a group of people. We're all getting together, talking about this party we're about to do. I come up and everybody's just looking at the TV. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, dude, a plane just hit the... I was like, nah, get out of town. Like, wait a minute. And then I was like... And then I saw the second thing, and oh, fuck. And I remember, like, calling my girlfriend and going, I don't think we're going. She's like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, I don't think it's going to be happening. And sure enough, it was like...
I had a hacked DirecTV card at the time.
Yeah.
So I would get the news from New York City. Okay?
Yeah.
So living here, in Colorado... I would turn the news, I would watch ABC, Channel 7. But the night before, a buddy of mine from New York, Steve, we went to Monday Night Football. You know who played? The Broncos and the Giants.
No.
Okay?
Way.
He had a camera, big lensed camera sitting on his lap. We are sitting in the south end zone, and he just heard the planes. The jets that always come over on a Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And he just picked his camera up off and went click, 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 and got the most amazing shot that we really didn't get to see until, afterwards. So we see the game. I come home, go to bed like normal night, wake up the next morning, and all I want to do that morning, Star Trek The Next Generation was on the night before, and I'd recorded it. So I watched it. If this is dating myself, when you have a VCR and there's always something on in the background? Fucking, what are you laughing because I'm telling this story? Or
What's a
VCR?
VCR?
Just once you went to VCR.
Well, because that's what I had it taped on.
I'm just fucking with you.
I pushed stop, and I saw the plane hit the first. There was a reporter there going, "We're live on the scene right now. A small training plane it's local news, hadn't gone national yet." And then they switch over to the the regular news, and that's when the cameraman hears the plane and just pans up, and I saw it hit live. Call my mom. She was going into Manhattan, and we talked for 10 seconds before the phone went dead. Bad times.
So last time I was in Colorado was before 9/11.
Yeah, I got triggered when I heard the 9/11 thing.
Listen,
there. Completely sorry.
And so before 9/11, and then now, I like doing, I've done a lot of podcasts. I'm sure you guys have done a lot of podcasts of being guests with other people, but in studio is just different.
I don't not going on.
You never go nobody.
I went on.
He does.
I'll be honest with you. Your episode is not only was one of my favorite to film, but like the
Cancellations.
No. The story about you and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I mean,
Still epic.
it's just, dude. That's
How did he do your whole show without smoking?
He did say it was rough.
Did you have to
actually do remember that.
pause
I got to make
to
fun
let
of
him smoke?
Yeah.
No, we did it all in one shot.
We can do it.
But we get
How long? Your guys' show is pretty long too.
You should give everybody
right?
THC patches. Is what you
long
should
as
do.
far as time,
Like,
or
here you
long
go.
as
How
far
many
as
patches
it's
do you
been
need?
on?
How long's the show?
How,
Six.
you guys have been on for a couple of years, right?
Almost 2 years. We're at one a week, and then we're coming up on our 100th episode
That's what I
in like
thought.
2 or 3 weeks.
Heck yes. Yeah,
So-
I'm seeing you guys all over the
But
place.
but Adam. I mean,
It was fun. It was fun to do that one.
That was such a blast, and like I think that the thing, I've known you for years, but I didn't know that Adam went over to Amsterdam on a sailboat.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I mean? As pretty
It
much.
was a rowboat, actually.
Yeah.
They put him in. They
Robo
put him
is
in.
crazy.
The,
There's 2 guys actually doing that right now. They're almost done.
Yeah.
Like
No,
they're
There
rowing
were
across from
6
New York.
people,
Really?
and
Yeah.
somebody was banging a drum, making Adam.
That was me on the front.
Adam was in the
I
dinghy in the back.
I was vibing everybody in the front.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was me.
yeah. I want to be an aura farmer.
So
There you go.
So you
That's what-
Colorado last time in the Army jumping
Ooh,
out of a plane.
we're gonna get through this episode.
I
We'll
almost
get
told
there. We'll get there.
So
What about 9/11 again? Hold on.
it happened.
Hot dogs,
Yum
New York,
yum,
wait a
a lot of
minute.
weird
Ooh,
shit.
hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy as a rock.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Where?
So when you were here with the Army, were you just like in and out, or was it for a couple weeks, or
No, I was actually here for like about a month, a little over a month. We
in the
got
Springs,
called.
I guess? Or,
In the-
We went to Fort Carson, and
Yeah,
we got brought up. I was actually stationed in Fort Polk, Louisiana, and I was a recon scout, 19 Delta. So they have also another recon scout unit up here. So
You just look up
we
Adam
use
Dunn
each other to
episode.
kind of what do you call it?
war games or something? Or?
Yeah, sort of like evaluate.
Okay.
Right. So another scout is evaluating another scout. It's really difficult for any kind of other job to try to do it because we're such a unique job.
Right.
And so I'm following tanks in a Humvee in Pinyon Canyon up here, which I love because we were chasing down elk. We got swim in the Colorado River, like just doing stuff we don't normally get to do when we're in training because we were actually on like the judges side of stuff.
Plus, I bet the humidity was so awesome for you after being in Louisiana.
Oh,
You were like, "This is
yeah.
nice, dude."
Yeah.
Compared to dealing with the fucking humidity
It's
of that
such it smells. The state smells like there's a smell to
place
it.
in Louisiana.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until because I ended up being there for about 2.5 years before we ended up actually having to start changing locations. But when we ended up coming back from Fort Carson and also Fort Irwin, California, Mojave Desert, the second we got off the plane, I'm like, what's that smell? It's just the swamp,
Oh, okay.
it's Louisiana's
The bayou.
always,
I've never been there.
alligators, snakes,
Oh, it's
warthogs.
a lot of decomposition
was
going on.
a hot
Think about
mess.
how fucking there's so much action going on in those places. You don't
It's
see
crazy.
It's
Well,
not-
so I got a warthog, a wild boar story. I got chased by one.
Really?
Katie too.
Listen.
Whatever happened to your guy? Oh, by the way, what
I
happened to
wanna
the guy
hear
with the
all
bear
of it.
last week? Did he make it?
What happened?
The guy with the bear last week, did he make it? He was okay, right?
Oh, we don't know.
We still never found
We
out.
have
I missed
no
last
idea.
week.
Tell us the
Miles-
boar story.
Did Miles survive? The
Miles survived.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Miles had a bear. They're filming last week. I walk into this, but they're filming last week, and Miles has got a bear on camera.
No way.
Like as he's filming the show.
Oh,
and
that's
he was
awesome.
chasing it, and then he was
it
chasing
just
it.
cut.
And then at one
He's
point,
like, look, I see the cub.
That's just like shut it off.
That's
shut up.
funny.
You wanna know what
That's
happened?
when it went,
Of
and that's
course
when he
I
lost.
missed that
He's like,
show.
and it was a cub, so you know that if the mom ever showed
Yeah.
herself, you're
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you're not like,
Oof.
oh, look at the good, peekaboo, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Last thing you saw.
I'm in big
It's
fucking
not so
trouble,
cute
man.
anymore.
Oh my god. That
Wait,
movie-
wrong number.
That was at Reverence with Leonardo DiCaprio, where that mama bear
Oh
just
yeah.
destroyed
Mauled
him.
him.
Oh my god, it's a brutal
That's some
scene.
true story shit.
Brutal
Yeah.
scene.
I want to hear you being chased by what were.
Oh, okay. So I'm in Louisiana, right? And we're in training. We're out in the woods, and nature calls, right? So we end up going away from our assembly area, and we end up walking out a little bit. Dig a hole, do our business, bury it, and go back. So I'm heading out, and because we're in training, we don't have lime ammunition, right? These are all blanks, so for obvious reasons, right? We're just training. So I'm heading out there, got my rifle with blanks,
That's what she
toilet
said.
paper, and just walking out. Keep the kids safe.
Vinny family show, okay, buddy?
Oh, you just ruined our fucking.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're flagged.
Now we're flagged.
No.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Vinny.
Fucking squirrel.
So I'm heading out there, right? And then I'm find a tree. I'm getting ready. I'm about to, blah blah blah. And I hear this gigantic grunt in the bush, like I'm like, oh my god, please no. Because if you know anything about wild boars, they're incredibly aggressive. The wild tusk and all that stuff too is to hit your ankles, your legs, you fall down, and then they hit your face, and that's how they kill you. And if they could also end up biting you too. Once you decompose, they'll come back and eat you later. Those are wild boars, right? They're garbage. They're garbage disposal.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, this gigantic freaking head sticks his head out of a bush and looks at me, and I'm like, holy shit! I was like, I don't have any. I got blanks.
That'll still scare him away.
It's not as loud. It's like pop, pop. It sounds more like a 22 versus if you know what a 22 sounds like.
Yeah. Do you think that would still scare him though?
No, I know it wasn't
Maybe
going to. The thing is freaking massive. Like you need a whole bunch. You need a group of dogs.
After you've gone thub 3 times and it doesn't feel anything, it's probably
No.
like, well, that doesn't matter how many times he shoots that stupid
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Go ahead.
They don't know. They don't know. I have a knife, but it's gonna it's gonna tear me up before I actually like kill it. Like it's gonna be.
Go up a tree.
So that's my thing. What I gotta do? So I start running. I grab the branch and I pull myself up, and this thing is at the bottom, just kind of like scraping at the bark of the tree, I'm like, holy shit! I'm like yelling, "Hey!" Trying to yell. It's like,
And it was at that moment
how far
I
did you
knew
walk?
I needed to
Pretty
get
far?
into the
Far?
no,
cannabis
it was like
industry.
maybe like 20 meters. Like it wasn't far.
People
like,
hear you?
They can hear me, so they ended up having to bring the Humvee to kind of like scare it off. It was still kind of like trying to like that too, and it finally ran off.
They're
though.
laughing at you.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
you're like, did you shit on yourself? It was like, no, I didn't shit on myself, but damn, we went boar hunting that weekend for sure.
You were
I had
You come face to
I
face
had
with the
jerky.
same boar.
I had jerky,
50
wild boar
calibers.
turkey for like, I'm telling you, dude, it was quite a thing. We ended up going with dogs. You could actually do that as like pay for like an expedition, recreational, in Florida because they're massive invasive species.
In Texas too, right?
In
There's
Texas
a lot
too.
of places.
Yeah, so you can pay them and then like,
Surprised all the anacondas down
How
there
is the
aren't
meat?
eating 'em.
it's good. It's just pig.
I'm sure they get one every so often, right? That must-
Yeah, I mean that
Really?
seems like a delicious morsel.
What a
if you're
combo,
an
what a combo,
anaconda.
right?
If
It's
you're
like-
like a boa constrictor and you like come across a boar, you're like,
Well, imagine
let's
coming
Oh,
go.
yeah.
across. Imagine
That's
coming
why they're getting so
across
big.
The anaconda eating the boar. You'd be like, all right. Get me out
Is
of
there
this fucking-
video of this?
Pigs in a blanket.
You're funny.
Yep.
Look at you, but that was a good one.
Okay, that's good.
I like
break
it. I
now.
appreciate it.
I got a good one. All right,
Yeah, you take a break.
I didn't get to hit your joint.
How many boars did you get besides turkeys? You said you
We got two. Yeah.
Was it the one?
No.
You're like,
No.
it's
Same
crazy.
No,
Yeah.
listen, because we were in the middle of training, and still had a few more days out there. Would have to try to track it down, all that stuff, which I can do, but not when you got priorities.
Like Rambo, full Rambo mode.
Yeah, listen, I will track
I'm
you
gonna
down.
get that
You got the
fucking.
blood on
He's
the
like,
face.
I will-
You're like, let's go.
So I can actually no bull. I can end up, those skills finally came like handy one time in Rhode Island, trying to get rippers that ended up hitting my boy's farm, and he's like, dude, I need to know where they came from so I can like that too. I was like, oh yeah, no problem. And I found out which way. I found the tracks of the car. I found it wasn't that difficult once you get used to like that too. So that's the only times those skills have come in like handy.
But did you find the guys?
So it ended up being right that where the car is across the street, the guy had a camera and he knew the neighbor like that too. So he was able to see. He was able to actually like
Oh, nice.
see whose car. It ended up being a guy he knew. He recognized the car.
Lose
Of
fucking
course.
arm.
Rhode Island, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
It's fucking like, hey, you know this guy?
Well, that's Fred.
Oh, that's my friend's cousin. It's like,
Yeah.
small.
But like I know that. Yeah, I saw them two
I
months
know
ago.
that. Yeah.
Lose Arnold
There you go.
Schwarzenegger
Oh,
from
there you go.
Commando,
There you go.
where he smells the guys like they're downwind.
So back in the day,
I smelled them. There's 6 of them. One of them is wearing aqua velva. They drove away in a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's funny.
So they the trackers back in the day, they used to use Native Americans a lot for that, right? That was like a big thing.
Yeah, the
And then
biggest part of it ended up being during World War II, specifically because of they would end up using like the Navajo language.
talkers.
Exactly, code talkers to talk, over there to make sure that whoever was listening, they didn't understand what was happening.
I saw that movie.
Yeah, that's a true thing. It still happens
And they
somewhat
let
today
them
with coders,
and they let them keep their hair, right?
and let them keep. Yep.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, but they had to travel around with a white guy who had orders to kill them before letting them get captured into enemy hands.
It just the World War II wasn't so much like bio warfare, like gas, like mustard, like the First World War was. So like the hair, the reason it ends up being hair, less facial hair, sure, it ends up being so you can end up putting like a nice tight seal on your mask.
Sure.
You having a beard, you can't get that, and if you got nerve gas, something like that too, that cracks your spine, like
You want to be
you don't want
protected.
that.
Remember that time
I'll
you
shave.
brought nerve gas into the studio, Katie? You wanted all us to do it with you?
Ooh, sounds fun.
Yeah. And we were like, no, you can do your own nerve gas.
This does sound like something
Dave,
that
you had
I
one.
would
You had
do.
one joke about 10 minutes
Yeah.
ago.
That's
You
it?
should just sit
Give it up
back,
for the rest of the night?
relax. Relax.
I relax.
Pass me the lighter.
How does
Yeah,
a
I wanna
stoner
hit this. I wanna
podcast
hit
only
this.
have one lighter?
I do
It
have,
makes total
you know what?
sense. It makes total sense.
Does it?
I do
Really?
have one, but I'm hanging on to
It
it.
keeps it. It
That's
keeps
it.
it communal. It keeps it communal around here. Otherwise, we're never. We're not interconnected at all.
Keeps you from smoking too much
Well,
weed.
so to answer your
No, it doesn't.
question, I came to Colorado to be in studio on the JugDealers. I was like, you know what, let me hit up Adam. Maybe I can end up doing in studio like that too. I like in studio. I do a lot of on Zoom and like that too. But in studio is different.
It's always better in studio.
I love in person.
And truth of the matter is, Lou is trying to expand his footprint because he's been pretty East Coast based, and we've been talking.
We're talking gene traders now.
Yeah, and we've been talking for a while, just about trying to get out west. Lou does some.
Speaking of which, Groovy Gravy's back in town coming up soon.
Yeah,
So
Tomorrow's the
tomorrow.
secret stash.
Is that tomorrow?
That's
Yeah,
why I was like,
tomorrow.
why are you saying it like you don't know what
I didn't know.
he didn't know?
No,
Yeah,
That's why he was saying it like
let
that.
me know if you want to come down.
Yeah, are we
But
gonna
that's
go?
with Lou doing these kind of more pointed events where it's not indica or sativa, it's piff or it's diesel, and you're about to do this one in Cali for OG Kush and stuff.
I can't wait to see the fights.
Well, the
coming from
way
that
you
one.
communicate that's like you have your own podcast.
Just on the judges' choices, like who would like that too is like, oh, this is gonna be say, But the point about it is like, you're gonna get their honest opinion. It's all blind, it's all letter, it's all numbers. There's no, like that too, and you get what you get. So if you get a win from a lot of like controversial judges that have been in for a while, but
probably don't agree on much.
Don't agree on much like that too.
That's
It's like,
and that's the way you want it though. You don't want a bunch
Yeah.
of a bunch of like yes,
Yeah,
that's
a bunch
all.
of-
especially with OG because like there's been so many situations where it could have been done correct but it wasn't, and that completely set things in a wrong like if it that means that the next 20 people who try that have no clue of what they're trying because some dumbass fucking renamed something because he got jealous because he couldn't get it and ended up or he got some S1 and he just calls it what it was, and then that just confuses the matter even further. So you got a lot of
That's fucked up.
especially with OG too, because there was a lot of people who have really like they're in some delusional fucking world where you're like, what are you talking about, dude? There was nothing. There's no 1983 OG cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people have, and I see that many times where people are like, because it reminds them of something they had before.
right.
Sure, but there was because OG is very specific, and if the reason that I think is the number one show we've still got is the OG story because it was always evolving.
Josh D was that?
Yeah, no, well, it's very clear. It's there's two different camps. You got your TK camp, which are now kind of going back in time and like trying to go further, but it's really, in my opinion, when you're talking about OG from the West Coast, because we all know it comes from Florida, so there's no West Coast OG.
Why do you laugh, Charnick? Why do
listen.
you not think it
No,
comes from Florida?
I'm
It
agreeing with him
does.
because
it's not just one but two. Piff
Yeah.
also started in Florida,
Oh, all of
and
it.
something it was grown in Florida, but
Yeah.
it got its hype either in the
New
West
York.
Coast or in New York.
Yeah, in New York,
It did
yeah.
not where it actually came from.
Sure.
I wanted to say earlier, I want the sour diesel from '86.
So the thing is, Alec Anderson,
It's a good year.
who who was in Sebastian Inlet in Florida, which is like, as we all know, very famous
don't say it.
blankety blank spot,
Don't
fill in the
say
gap, right? He got seeded weed, grew out some seeds. He selected the OG that ended up being the one that Matt brought out to the West Coast, who gave it to Josh, who then ended up in the hands of like OG, what's his name?
Origins TK?
Yeah,
Marty?
no. Origins TK comes later. He comes into the story later to claim that the weed that he bought, Alec, was the seeded weed that he bought came from a batch of seeded weed that he was responsible for when he was only 16 years old or 17 years old and was working with older guys and fucked up the crop and sold the crop to a bunch of people in Florida area. So people like Alec and other people got seeded weed, probably, and then if you think about how all the Crippy and all that shit kind of popped up around that same time, here's something that's superior, but similar to other stuff that was around also. So it was kind of like, I think anything that was kind of like it, people transitioned
Yeah.
it to that. Like now it is that.
But
Because Crippy was a name of a thing. It wasn't
a- yeah.
strain.
Right.
It
Yeah,
was
like it's like a hype, like
There
the
we
hype name, like really good weed, like we said, loud, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, it's
Like
loud.
kind
like
bud,
the
kind
like
bud.
the
Right,
That was-
but it just happened
Crippy.
at that time where like that too. That's what was dominant like that too. So people were
Even
referring
skunk,
to that.
even skunk, like in Europe, because skunk
Yeah.
was like
It's skunky.
it's not even like got anything to do with what we would consider skunk. It's just that the name got over there. The name sounds great. It's instantly brings ideas to your
Yeah,
mind.
when you think ISS, that's not skunky. There's nothing
It's
skunky
sweet and
about
nothing
it. Yeah,
skunky
yeah.
at all. And most skunks not because of that, and also because of, in my opinion, it's based on just narc yourself out the whole way up. Like so anybody who was growing really skunky weed back in the day, once people said, "Oh, that skunky smell, that's weed." Then if you're walking by a house and you smell a skunk, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"The fuck is the
Oh,
skunk
what
at?"
is this?
I'm in the middle of the city and I smell a
take
skunk,
it home.
and it's on the 13th floor. This really doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So there was easy. I think everybody kind of got busted over the years. Then the European strains became more popular because a lot of those were more sweet and kind of had that kind of vibe because Europeans don't like dirty,
Yeah, no, yeah.
what
funky
time
weed.
frame? Like mid 90s? You talking about that when like they make that switch?
Everything when I was in Europe was pretty much like when I first moved there in '89, which is like right at the beginning of the
No,
night.
no, no. I mean like when America like leaned away from like
Oh
the
yeah,
skunk to like the
later in the
sweeter-
'90s, like mid
Yeah.
to
Nine-
late '90s.
I think that's the biggest busting ended up being because of 1994 crime.
I was gonna say '96 is like what I'm thinking.
No,
That
it disappeared in '87.
Oh shit, we're going 10 years,
Okay.
we're going way back.
The
Hello.
kids- the,
That's because I graduated high school. and
Vinny
it
is
all
the
was
oldest
over.
one in the room.
the scissor cut skunk roadkill was wiped out from the Reagan bill in about '86, '87.
And ironically, the best roadkill, most like a skunk I've had, is from Golden Coast, and Golden Coast is running that gear from
Well,
his
and also-
dad
and
from
also-
the '70s.
Exactly, and also Neville started right around that exact same period too. His first catalog came out around '86 or something like that, '85 maybe. Because I remember I was in high school at the time, and going like, "Holy shit, you
Yeah.
can order seeds from Amsterdam! Like this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
crazy."
But when they said
and
just
that
say
article came
no,
out. That article came out in High Times, I think in '86, I believe, but could have been.
but when they went for the raids that year, they took the gear, the seeds, the plants, the lights,
Oh yeah.
everything. Bye bye.
The soil.
Yep. Bye bye.
So a very interesting like coincidence. I call it before I say fact. Coincidence about OG and Chem 91. Both what I like to call what we have as American-born phenos by accident, with an origin story that is still unclear. You know what I mean? Like as far as like,
Well, you can just say there are multiple origin stories. You decide which one
Well,
you
that's the
want
thing,
to
right?
go
So
with.
they said the original OG Chem, the original Chem 91, 1 ounce, 13 seeds, but they probably had more than 1 ounce sold. So that means there's multiple
Oh,
seeds
of
that ended
course.
up actually going around. That's
Well,
something
it's
like.
like it's like you said the other day
Yeah, but
on
it's-
my show, as far as there were other pounds that got sold to
Right.
other people.
Or even if it ended up being 1 pound, that's 16 other ounces that ended up running around that most likely ended up having seeds in them as well.
Well, also, and it came from Oregon, so that means it's from the West Coast to Colorado,
Yeah.
then to Massachusetts,
yeah.
then you know what I mean. And so that seeded weed that came from Oregon was also all around Oregon. You know what I mean? And so it's like and that's why you get a lot of these like things happening right around the same time, and of course, that just creates more confusion. The good part about having Alec, Josh D, Berger, and all of that is like those are very easy. Like we can pinpoint. We know the apartment that it was at. We know exactly the closet of the apartment that the thing. You know, so it's pretty straightforward. We're not dead yet. None of us can like make up new stories. You know what I mean? But
Right.
But even in that short amount of time, it's gotten so discombobulated because people have selective memory, and you're just kind of like you have your version, they have their version. Somehow they don't quite jive 100%, and sometimes I've seen times where it's years off. You're like, dude, no.
That's
no.
it. That's
Yeah.
what I was going
Yeah.
to
And you're
say. So
explaining-
wait,
We're filling
growers
different
here.
blanks.
And you're
It's true.
And you
It's
explain it to them,
psychological.
and
We're
they're,
not
and they're
a
like,
Yes.
they're like,
Yes.
no, that was in 1993,
Yeah.
and you're like, dude,
No.
it was 2001. What are you talking about? And
You're
they're
like,
like,
hey, you remember? I was like, dude, that was last week, bro. What are you?
You
talking
three
about?
growers. Here's from the non-grower of the group right now. Would I be wrong to say when you first pop a seed until you can actually sample it at times, 6 months maybe until everything you work.
6 months.
You know, get
100%.
everything going veg
100%,
through, or maybe you didn't like
100%.
the first ones that came out.
Yep.
You know, you got it dialed in. 6 months. What'd you have for lunch yesterday,
really
Gabe?
3 harvests, technically.
Couldn't
in my
fucking
opinion.
tell you.
Then you're going to tell me about the seed that you got
Well,
from a
and that's-
bag
and that's-
6 months ago,
well, and that's-
back in the 90s?
Well, and that's the big thing is.
Well, we
like,
also didn't take
and-
notes.
And,
No, right.
Well, and a
Mental
lot of
notes.
it was
You don't want
based
to.
around
No,
Grateful.
evidence. You
A
don't
lot
want
of it
evidence.
was based around
Evidence.
Grateful Dead shows and shit like that. Like we weren't straight at those shows, and you're remembering exact details about this, that, and the other. It's like now that being said, there
Or
are
you're hyper vigilant and you remember
The Bible was invented by
crazy,
Les.
super crazy
Yeah.
details. Probably fucked up on a lot of other things around it, but that
there
one
are.
detail,
I
you
will
got it
say
dialed in.
there are even now when I think about it, like the first time I ever saw G13, like. I was like 17 years old, and I still remember that. The thing I remember most is it had like these yellowish kind of hairs on it. But there's certain characteristics I think that like they are really hard to forget. Now that being said, there's a lot of time between here and then. You know what I mean? And what
Also,
the other-
try to decipher smells and flavors in your brain,
well, and the other
and somehow correlate it to now. It's kind of hard. 'cause
It's
there's-
like
Yeah.
it's like the first time you see a mountain though too. Like the first time you see it, like the first time you see the Tetons, you're like, oh my god. So I think a lot of people, you know, like the sour diesel. You know, that was one of the big things we had Lou on was to discuss sour diesel, and it's like I think the first time a lot of people saw sour diesel, it was like, you know, it was this. And so that's why so many of us have that allure with it is because the first time we saw it, it was the best weed we had seen. Now
it also never traveled, that weed. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
like in a closet or you're
Yeah.
growing in this room, and then you were in the living room waiting, and then the guy comes back out. You can only have this much, and that's it. And you don't even get to see the plant. You don't get to see the weed. You don't get to see nothing. Nowadays, it's sort of like you go into, you see every process of the whole thing going through, and then you smoke it. And you go, it ain't the real thing.
Oh man, it's the most annoying. It's like that's become my biggest pet peeve. It's like, it's not like back in the day and blah blah blah. I smoked a lot of it. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's like, do you have any idea the story what was actually happening back then?
Well, plus
It's
the
like,
paranoia level of anything, like when you were smoking weed, when sour was popping and you paid $9,000 a pound and it was stupid. There was all this like underlying shit that, first of all, you're thinking about how expensive this shit is, right? So you're like, holy fuck, that's a $40 joint. Whatever it is, your
It's a
brain.
$10 bong hit.
Your brain is calculating that in your head because you just spent $500 on an ounce of weed, which is nowadays crazy because you can buy a pound of weed for $500. So now
Yeah,
we see the difference. Then you have the added, like every noise you hear is like echoed in. Did you hear that? What was that?
Oh,
And
yeah.
not for nothing, there's just a lot more good weed around now.
Well, no, back then
You know what I
the
mean?
Yeah.
smell of the weed or the stems left behind that smelled like it was just like, you know,
That's what I noticed.
It's just like you
That's
get
what I-
arrested just
Yeah.
from that
That's
smell.
one of the things that I try to like tell people is they don't really get it is weed back in the day, especially because you were
Back in
smoking
my day.
you were smoking every little fucking bit of it because you're not wasting anything. The stems, I mean, I'd be chewing on every fucking
Yeah.
stem I had, you know what I mean?
Same.
And they tasted better. Like they used
Well,
it. Like nowadays, weed, even the weed I grow myself, it's only when it's fresh does it have a really good flavor. It's just later once it dries out, I'm like, meh, not so much. But back in the day, because you were like, I'll just eat all the rest of it. I don't give a fuck, you know?
Well, and it's funny you were talking about the OG being seeded earlier, and it's like back then, like no one really cared. Like the fact, like if you got
No,
flour
yeah.
with seeds in it, you were like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
this is pretty normal.
Well, you know, it's something that we
Now it's
mentioned.
sacrilege.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now
Oh
that
my God.
I think we lost too, as well. You know, it was mentioning with him, like the other day was or yesterday. See that mind thing.
Could have been last year.
literally
yesterday. 75.
Yesterday, man.
Tell me about those seeds again, Gabe.
Last week.
Oh my god!
When you planted
dude.
them?
Yeah. Damn it.
Now you forgot.
Just for
I
you,
forgot.
Charnick, I do have the LMNOD down.
Damn it.
They're in my kitchen. LMNOD.
Oh, seeds?
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I got seeds from those guys last time I saw them.
So, did you want to show Rosin Dogs what you brought?
Rosin dogs? Well,
Yeah, I
we
love
gotta-
rosin
I was
dogs.
Saving it for later,
Oh.
but, you know, we got one.
Oh, okay.
What we
Now-
got?
Master
I
himself.
remember.
Look at that.
It's beautiful.
Rosin dogs.
Nice.
I got a doggy for you here.
I just think that there's two different, sort of direct paths of discussing genetics and smoking. There's when you know what it is, when somebody says, I have this, and when something comes around and you just go, oh my gosh, what is this?
Yeah.
And we talked about this several times. It was 89, 90, before you were born, Katie,
That's funny.
when this chocolate tie came through. And it was...
Are you talking actual tie stick? Because I remember
no,
having
no,
a tie
no.
stick
This
around
wasn't...
that
by the time it got to me, it was not on a stick. It was
no
in a
stick.
bag.
Yeah, because stick is a curing process that you specifically have to do to be considered tie stick.
Literally invented by Americans for Americans. It wasn't
Get
even like the
out.
ties didn't even do that so much. They just got used. Like at a certain point, they were like, "What if we did this?"
Santa
Like,
Claus
they're
isn't
like,
real.
"That's a great idea. That's a really good idea. We should do
Dude.
that because we needed to figure it out. Otherwise, yeah, it was totally
It's
not.
okay. Do you need a
American.
cut?
This is a
You wanna
cure
edit this
reaction,
out?
like,
This is not real.
no,
It's
it's just an American. I
hilarious.
feel it because honestly, like to tie it to today, like blue sushi became like a thing because UK loves it, and that's how it got its notoriety. Not because now, and then secondary people
Which has
started,
never
like,
been the case, except for UK.
but
kids.
it was American genetics that they fell in love with, and like really,
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about like 200 a gram. What? For
Wow.
for rosin, dude. Yes,
Well,
bro.
this was...
minimum
this
two
was, these
minimum
were normal
2 gram
prices.
jars.
Wow.
Oh, crazy.
I was like,
That's
so
like
mid $400,
$500
$400, and I was like,
ounces.
yes, man. I was
Oh,
like,
we gonna
no,
have to
just
do
for 2
math.
grams of rosin.
I know. I
Rosin,
remember
rosin.
spending $500 an ounce on Kind Bud.
Yeah, I've spent
Oh,
that.
look, she sounds
That's how we-
so out of... When she says that as a youngster, you don't get it. All good weed was kind.
That's what
I
I mean.
think-
It was.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why it was funny to say that because that's what you just called.
That's
it.
that
I feel
creepy.
like I might have spent 800 an ounce on the puck.
See, I'm like the
on
most
Puck
frugal
hash
guy
plant.
ever.
On
and-
hash, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
on
always
puck. No,
growing
puck
weed.
hash plant.
Fang, if you want to
Yeah,
call
that's
in right now, go right
I would
ahead.
like
That's
to sell you a.
An ounce on
That
a
was years ago.
yeah, ounce of hash. That's different.
Puck
Hold
ha-
on, I'll
so
send him
Puck
the
by
Zoom
hash
link.
plant.
Puck hash plant, yeah, P-Bud,
Yeah.
he's another one that's connected with that. It was
Gosh, I
up
haven't
in
heard that in a long time.
it was up in Crested Butte for a long time. Just an amazing, a legendary
So you
cut.
know what's really
Yeah.
funny is, okay, so
I hate to say what's his name is associated with it, but what's his name?
No, we say he who
He's
must
hard-
not be
hard-
named.
He who must not be named.
hardly associated. The only way he's associated is the fact that somebody handed him a tray of clones,
I just stole these.
and then he gave them out, and then he handed them out to people, and said he didn't know that they were sour diesel.
Yep.
Oh,
No,
I didn't
can't.
know they were sour diesel. I was like, come on, dude, shut the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
First of all, anyway,
It happens.
It does happen.
Well, and we
especially-
should say we're not giving him an opportunity to defend himself
no, it
because
happens.
we
He
pretty
never
much
comes.
can't have him on the show.
Mislabeling happens.
He
It
never
happens.
comes here anyway. He
Yeah.
never says hi.
He does come here, and he doesn't say hi.
That's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
came here to see lettuce or
And probably for fish,
or
right?
No, I think he was here for goose.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We won't discuss that.
Why not?
No, I'm not a goose fan.
Pauline, do you have
I don't think I've ever heard of goose.
They're like it's a
So
just
wait, so-
same music, different animal.
So can I get this right then? Then this ends up being like a major like concert location to come see, especially for like
Oh, yeah.
very
Red
like
Rocks.
Yeah,
it's because
you
of
know,
Red Rocks,
dead
mostly.
and
It's
hippie
mostly
and
Red
like
Rocks.
you know
Yeah, I
very
mean,
like,
Dick
it's
sometimes.
no
for-
shit.
everybody-
I mean, I went today.
Lou.
I went this morning. It's
Red
fuck,
Rocks.
it's freaking gorgeous.
I took
Just
him-
I was
Red
like, yeah,
Rocks.
he took me. We just
I
went.
took him.
earlier
We
today.
woke up
Right?
this
Did
morning.
you run backwards up and down the
No,
Nah,
no,
nah.
I showed him everybody.
That's
yoga?
funny.
No, but I told him
I'm
all
still trying to
those
get used to
things.
You
elevation
run
right now, man.
backwards
Relax.
Up and down is crazy. I
Do you
love
see
it.
that guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm
But
still trying to get used to the elevation out here, man.
Yeah, this is
Were
your
you winded?
second
Were you
time.
winded when you're not?
Yeah, well, the first day it was, yeah,
he
for
was-
sure.
He got,
Dude, I'm coming
gave
from
him-
like sea level. I can see it
I
out
gave
my
him
window.
Some bong hits of the IROC weed.
This is
and
where,
he
if you really
he
want to be a
was-
bong master, you have to come here and train,
Oh, I've been
and then you go back to New York, and then you're like
at the house of
Yeah.
G. I've been training.
Yeah, we've been hitting
On the
him with
dock,
bong
yeah, out on the
hits.
Hold on,
dock.
let's not
Sit on the
glance
dock.
over that. A big shout out to IROC, one of the only people still growing the long term.
Oh yeah.
when
Oh, yeah.
when
We
it
appreciate
was something
It keeps
about
getting longer, and I know that. I know exactly why.
He's like, I did this. He's like, I did this Chem 91 for 100 days.
because he was lazy. We get it.
yeah, I get it. It's a
But it
one-
doesn't matter.
When you're a
Comes out
one-man
so
show,
good.
Oh, that's funny.
It comes
when you're a
out
one-man
funny.
show, it's super
Yeah.
easy to
Yeah.
let shit go long.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And he's running under. And he's running under. a
Easy,
little-
not too many details.
That's funny.
Hey, but I will say he's running under our HPSs, and when you're running under HPSs, you don't get that forced finish that you get from some of the LEDs.
I'm just gonna say
is true.
his weed. I was sitting there the other day, and I'm like, I need a bowl. I took out my Cameron Tower, a disciple of Bob Snodgrass.
Yeah.
I packed it up
Oh,
with
Cameron.
some.
Yeah, Cameron pieces
Yeah.
are all legendary. Bro.
I packed it up with some of the whatever he gave us last week. Had been sitting in the jar the whole week. It burped it a couple of times. And what was
Supposedly,
it?
Chem 91, we think.
Okay.
Yeah. That
Is
it's
that
funny
bad?
because
Okay.
It's a
well,
little-
Holy
it's
fucking
it's
shit.
questionable.
But he
as to
said it went
whether it's maybe
85
the wing
days.
Wang, don't know, but yeah, that's the 85 day
Yeah.
batch. The last one he just did was I think 100 days.
Now,
Maybe
see-
it was 100 then.
That's
Now,
what I
see,
thought it was.
yeah.
100.
now, see, Mr. X got a skunk
That's what I was just gonna ask.
91. No, sorry, I mean Chem 91
Chem.
cut from our friend. Who I won't even say his name because it'll cause drama in the clone world.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah, we
you
can't.
don't say.
Unfortunately, we can't.
I've-
tell you-
we have
it's a
never
whole-
heard of such
it's a
thing
whole
like that.
show.
That
It's a whole
really
show of
happens,
people
dude?
that can't talk.
Why would anybody take something like
Drama
that
for-
personal?
I get a message.
baby
I get a
plants?
message about every 3 days
Yeah,
about him.
yeah,
from somebody.
yeah.
Hey, I'm like,
hey,
oh.
what happened to so and so?
Listen, I
Exactly.
hear about it all, dude.
all day.
Like, cause I mean, mind you, like if I'm because Gene Traders, all I'm dealing is with breeders and nurseries, which over time, it's a small circle. I still find like we all generally know about each other and like a little bit of past and like that too. So, yes, I very often get people that do not like each other that I got to make sure I put at opposite sides of
Who
the
doesn't
room.
like each other in this
just to be
industry?
like different growing opinions.
Yeah,
That's it. It's
different-
gardening.
No, there's
it's
one
gardening
way.
differences.
Only one
Gardening
way.
differences.
The best way. Whatever way that happens to be where you are, make it the best, and there you go.
So,
Doesn't matter. We have changed.
You can make an entire career based on the fact that there's so many people out there that hate each other. So you,
I mean,
Yeah.
as long
it's-
as you can be that
it's-
conduit between them.
it's
be like,
funny 'cause-
hey,
Yeah.
guess what? I can deal with both. of you.
I was with someone the other day, and they mentioned the Chimera, and the whole everybody's like, "Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?" It's
yeah.
like, I mean, however you feel, Chimera's badass flower. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people who've gone and changed the name because they're like, I don't want it associated with so and so. And it's like, I get it.
Hey, it's like we've been through all of that. I literally didn't work with certain genetics just because I was like, God, I can't do it. Like if I do it and it becomes popular, then I have to always answer the question.
yes.
It's like, yes, I know.
I'm not
Me too,
vouching
weed.
for the dude,
I know
but the
Rez,
shit is fire.
I know Rez is a piece
Yeah.
of shit. I get it.
So you'll have your
That's
Me
what
Too.
that's what Sour Diesel ended up in Europe.
I know. I remember
well,
exactly when
He
it happened.
smuggled it in his
Fucking
prison wallet there.
Like I was like, yeah.
I already
I was like, I brought it there.
But I was like, he looked at me, so he's like, no shit.
I already-
Sir, why don't you take a seat? No, I'm good standing right now.
No, what happened?
okay.
What happened?
No,
was-
really, you need to sit down,
Adam,
sir.
Adam, when you did that,
Oh my God!
how did it happen?
So
The tables turned.
I had a guy.
was awesome.
I had a guy
That
who
was awesome.
came to me and brought me a sample of Rez's sour, and he knew that I had it, and he was like, he kept coming to me like,
Don't care that it came from your butt.
he goes like, what do you think about this one, right? And I was like, I smoked it, and I go, it's like 85% there. It's not
Yeah,
quite.
yeah.
It's not 100% because it was too bright.
Yeah,
It was a little bit too bright, like color wise.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just didn't have exactly. It wasn't like spot on, but it had something. Like you're like, oh, it's definitely in there. Like it was, And the thing that you realize after breeding with sour diesel for a long time, it's a hard plant to fucking. It's really hard
Yeah.
to transfer the sour part of the sour into anything. If without a male, and you don't have a male because it's
Right.
a clone only. So if you're reversing it, like I reversed it onto itself and still got things that were more like Chem D than sour. Like had more funk to it, more like, ooh, that's got something nice, but not sour. You know what I mean? Sour just became like it had a special spot.
I think that's what makes it so special.
That's
Yeah.
why
Is
everybody.
that it does people, like when you
It wasn't
breed
too
with chem,
funky.
you get a lot of the chem to come through. When you breed with sour, you don't, and so I think that's what makes those real sours so
Sure.
elusive to a lot of people.
Yeah, it doesn't carry over well. It's a really hard one to work with. it's got hermaphroditic traits built into it. So you're already kind of challenged from the get-go with it. And again, like I said, I reversed it, and I thought, oh, this is it. I'm reversing it. It's going to be great. It's going to fucking nail it. And then they got a few things that were interesting, but they just weren't sour.
Let me ask you a question.
You don't want to even put the name sour to it because then people get too
becomes
fucking
so
sad.
difficult, dude.
They're
Yeah.
like, "Meh," and they don't
It's
I'm
still
sour
difficult.
because the sour's not sour.
Yeah, dude.
Well, they can't go back in time. But let
So
me
they
ask
go
you a
into-
question. If we could go back in time, how long would we have to go back before all the sort of the looking on the graph of how everything was bred with each other? How long do you have to go back to have just a great first? I don't want to say land race, but pre-bastardization of everything. Like when everyone started breeding, is it 30 years, 40 years? Is it longer?
It's
Well,
probably
no, this-
mid-80s.
so this is-
I
this
think
is
it's
the-
late 70s.
So this is the
mid-80s.
main question that I actually wanted to ask you. Is
Wait, you're going to ask my question? What the fuck?
no, not that. It ended up being specifically about
We'll edit me out
because we know,
later.
but like, all right, these started here, but can we officially actually, like more than plenty of evidence that OG and 91 are American strains? Period.
Chem 91 and OG.
Cam 91 and OG, American strains.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, of course.
I know Skunk came
Well-
over there, so did Piff.
I mean, not in the sense of the genetics coming from Afghanistan that created them. In
Right,
the back in the
yeah.
day.
Right. And the
Yeah.
crossing
But-
and then the and then
yeah,
finding here
It's
like
like
that.
if my great grandparents came from Russia, but I was
Yeah.
born here, I'm American. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I knew you
for
were a
sure.
Putin lover.
And
I knew it.
oh yeah, 100%.
Well, no, because I mean in the sense,
who would even argue anything else though?
because in the sense of like Skunk ended up being seeds from Amsterdam, and
Well, he went to Amsterdam. I mean,
and so was Piff. New York City Piff ended up being from Amsterdam as well.
No.
Yes.
Well,
That was found in as far as the pheno. When we just talk
is it
about
NO5
Skunk.
haze is just another NO5
Yeah,
haze?
but right, but
I mean,
when
that's
we're
the
talking
most-
about supposedly like the American pheno is what we fell in love with.
yeah.
Again, I think trying to get so specific to where something came from is, again, Gabe, 3 days ago, what'd you have for breakfast?
Well, here's the thing though. When I went to Europe in '89, right, went to all the coffee shops. It was pretty much like you had skunk, haze, Northern Light, Citral, couple purple strains, Shiva Shanti.
Yes, Shiva was
Well, and
everywhere.
I think
and a
That
few
seems
other
pretty
things.
good for somebody who can't
I
remember
think-
breakfast.
And
like,
I
too.
got and I went around and I was all like, okay, this is interesting. Like the hazes is all I really liked. I liked haze, and occasionally like they had a few other strains that were like hybrids that were only sold at certain shops. They had this high rise that was pretty good, and it was like there was good weed, but a lot of it was just fluff. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
literally,
Well,
and
and
the Dutch didn't even know good weed before. Like I talked to people who were like, dude, that you should have seen it back in the day. They were smoking like hemp, and they didn't
Well,
know
and
what
I
the fuck was
think
going on. They had no
Jeez.
clue. They were like,
I think the big
and
thing
then Americans
was,
and then so it was like, you had Ed, not Rosenthal,
Yeah.
but Ed, old man Ed, right? Came over there, brought genetics. Then you had Watson and Rob. Everybody else kept bringing so all the good genetics that came into Europe or came into Amsterdam were from Americans, hands down. There was not any. There wasn't even hardly any Europeans doing anything. And then later, when I left, it was like England, Italy, because Italians love hash.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can see how he makes friends at parties.
Yeah, and I told him
Because
and I already knew that from the beginning.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
my
yeah.
whole thing was, it was funny because I figured it out early. I was like, so if I just find out, like I would I'd talk to my friends in America. I'd just find out what was good, and when I go back to the States, I'd get a cut and I bring it back, or seeds if they had it. But most people just give me a cut and bring it back to Amsterdam. And I always knew I had something that was unique because nobody here has it. You know what I mean? And it was like,
Yeah.
dude, did it with OG, did it with sour. You know, brought things that anytime something was interesting, just bring it there, and it's a whole new fucking playing field. You know.
but I think a big thing that changed everything for everybody was actually not so much even even the genetics, but was people starting to actually grow flower without seeds in it, like starting to
Thank you,
call-
El Chapo.
It's starting to call out the males, in which that's really because even the flower my parents got, for my brothers in the 70s, that was all just big bags of seedy. They just chopped it down and dried it in big bulk. So people actually starting to take the care.
And did they have, when you were growing up, was it always those wooden bowl fucking rolling trays, the patinaed out,
like the ones that Nick has?
I don't know, but like the classic ones with
Like
like one
coconut.
has like no, it's not coconut, but it's wood and they're about that big.
Yeah.
And then they have one beveled area, so the seeds would fall down to this beveled area.
To the Phototron like that, I was 2 years old. I can't remember.
Motherfucker.
You remember? Didn't you use it for cereal or something? What the
hell you doing, kid? You never had a Johnson's Dakota ring from a box of Cracker Jacks?
No.
Holy Jesus. Oh, my God.
But yeah, I think that changed things when people started smoking and cultivating seedless flower was like a big that was like a big change for a lot of people. I mean, and yeah, the other is like if you go back in history, a lot of soldiers coming back from Vietnam, had gotten flower. They were young kids. They had gotten flower in Vietnam. They came back with either weed. They came back with seeds. They started running those seeds, and that really through the 70s is where we started seeing the movement. Same going back to Golden Coast. Golden Coast Dad used to run flower for Brotherhood of Eternal Love out to the surf shops. And when he would run it out to the surf shops, he'd find seeds in the bags, and he'd take it out of the bag. And Golden Coast has envelopes from his dad where it says like 77 Oaxaca or
awesome.
81
Charlie.
smelled like a skunk. You know what I mean? And that's why
That's exactly what my friend Charlie has.
Yeah, and that's why shout out to Golden Coast. That's why I love his gear, because it's so much different than everybody else's. He's not chasing that runts, doughy, OG, chem. He's not chasing any of those trains. If any of y'all are watching, go get his garlic skunk seeds, because that is skunk, and it's but that's a lot of what people lost. And again, there's that time between the end of the Vietnam War and like the early 90s where
Well, and having said that, it was funny when I was growing up, it's always funny timing wise, because when you're a kid, you think of time in such a different sort of space. You're like, when we were growing up, like, so we're like, oh, Vietnam War, that was so long ago. But really, when you start looking at it, it was like that
beginning
was
of the 70s. I was born in 75.
I was born in 69, so I was like right after it, you know what I mean? But it felt in my history books and by looking at things like it was fucking so long ago, and so sort of the same thing happens now, though, where it's like, we have access to genetics that like aren't that old, but at the same time quickly we've managed to fuck it up pretty fast, like to the point where
we're going back though. We're attempting to diverse the gene pool by going back. We hit this. I think like at the runts.
That's my time machine question. When do we have to go back? Where are we going?
We went back. We like runts was like the last, and now we've gone back to the hazes, the sours, the chems, the OGs, and we're going to continue to kind of like, because we are tired of that specific
which is funny, because
flavor.
then if you get a generation above us, that's like, to them, that was like all this new bullshit that we were the cookies to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we were cookies.
That's
to
funny.
these,
Yeah.
Like Acapulco Gold. You fucking kids. I would smoke that Michoacan. I smoke that
Oaxacan, man. You haven't smoked until you've had Oaxacan, man.
And the thing is, it's sort of like the same stories we were talking earlier. Like, is it because it was really stronger, or is it because they were more paranoid, or is it because it was new and unique? And
I'll answer yes.
Combination of all the above.
Yes,
Yes.
Especially the lime green. The first time we really came across Gigi, the first time we really came out like, oh my God, this really smells like you can't stand in lines nowhere.
1983.
Like, but like, is that me?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
me.
that's me.
I really. That's.
It's been a while. It's been a while since weed does that, though, right? Like only when you're on a flight. That's the only time it happens. Like when you're on a flight, all your weed smells twice as much as normal. You're like,
oh,
wait
dude,
a
when I
minute,
fly with
how come
IROX
this
weed,
weed
That's for
stinks
sure
so
me.
much?
dude, when I fly with IROX
never
flower,
smelled
it's
Why is that?
offensive. It's bad.
It's because your brain is on fucking hyper mode.
Paranoia.
You're paranoid. You're on old school mode. You're on how we used to think.
I don't think so.
Wow.
No, I think
Dude,
that's exactly it.
You really
It's
think?
I don't even
control.
really
Heightened
travel.
sense-
Oh, I had a
with smoke
Heightened
because
sense
everything-
of your own personal space when you're
Yeah.
traveling
Oh,
and
yeah.
you got weed on you.
Oh, my
and
God.
Because the
Yeah.
problem is you get so used to it.
No.
Yeah.
I've had times
He's
where
not
I've been
wrong.
like, dude, somebody smells like
Somebody
weed.
smells like.
Fuck, who
it's
smells
for
like weed? And then I'm like, oh fuck, it's me.
Oh, it's me.
Oh shit. Oh.
So
I don't know what
someone
I was
look this
smelling.
up.
I didn't
If
smell
Jamie
anything.
were
Did I
here
say
right now, inside a regular office building, the air change per hour, I think, is like 3 or 4, something like that. Like all the air in the whole building, 3 times per hour. The air exchange on a plane is 3 times per minute. That's why. you're sharing all the air, all those smells come together. You can't hide anything. It's all drawn out because all of that air is recycled.
So you're saying that those little masks don't work?
No. I mean, to some extent, they work on the exhale. You know,
the mosquito and the chain link fence
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah.
You're like, so we're trying to stop mosquitoes with a chain link fence? Is that what we're doing?
No, a tennis racket. You know.
Neither one of them works.
Yeah. So
It's funny. I just looked up on Overgrow that article from just to figure out the year. So it was 88 was the year that Neville's article came out. So it was right at that 86. I graduated the year before that. So I just remember that was my whole reasoning for like I gotta go to fucking Amsterdam. I gotta after, but in the article. Now you wonder why Neville got fucking arrested, right? In this article from Steve Hager, from Steve Hager, I have to mention.
Okay.
There's a fucking highlighted part that says last year Neville supplied $500,000 worth of seeds to 15,000 American growers.
Oh,
In highlighted
In 1986.
in 1988, this is an article, so it was
Ronald
yeah.
Reagan.
so you don't think that, and this is in High Times, so you don't think cops are reading High Times going like, last year Neville supplied what and so $500,000. If you push that up to now, it's probably like $2.5 million or something like that, worth of seeds or whatever.
when in reality it was probably 40 grand, but that's what they
No,
said.
he was making hand over fist money back in the day because he was charging $200 a pack, and people were. So the whole problem with the article when it came out, if you go to overgrow.com, you can check it out. Cannabis inside the Cannabis Castle is the article, and it's so funny too because when you kind of look back on time, I remember having the magazine sitting in my room. That's about the same time I got my Phototron, like same moment in time, maybe.
It's a great story about the Phototron.
And so it was like the classic where, this whole world didn't seem possible. It was like, what? They're making seeds
Yeah.
for weed? Like it just was like, oh.
You can grow it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And what was funny too is we were talking about earlier how like there was good weed around, but the stories were so discombobulated because everyone was trying to make up smoke and mirrors. You'd be like, there's an old lady who lives on a hill and she only grows once a year and only I can go there. And you're like, okay. And then like 3 minutes later, he's back. You're like, well, you went up to the hill? And, like, she was quick this time, it's like he literally went to his house, got the weed, came back, was trying to pretend he wasn't growing
dude,
weed.
that was-
And then later we all found, and the same kid that was doing that, the funny part is I came back like a few years ago, I came back and I was just like, hey, what's going on? Oh, whatever happened to him? And he goes, oh, he opened up a grow shop. I was like, oh, so the guy who was pretending he wasn't fucking growing weed and sneaking around ended up being the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my experience is I went the other direction. I kind of thought everybody smoked amazing weed. No, because my aunt and uncle, they were the heart of the cannabis industry in Petrolia. Statute of limitations is over. I mean, they from 1983.
Different realities, dude. I got fucking harassed because of tree seeds and shit, bro.
No,
Like,
this
Really?
was
no.
nothing had seeds in
Petrolia
it.
hash plant is like legendary strain.
No,
too.
no.
And that's probably the strain. that
Yeah,
they were growing.
when my friends, on Dead Tour found out that, I'm literally a plane ride or a long car ride from bringing back tons of the best weed ever, I didn't get it until I started seeing shit weed.
Where'd
And
you
then
grow up, Charnick?
New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so when was the first time you saw shit weed?
that's
You didn't. You was
Petrolia.
Oh no,
invited
we
to-
saw. I trust me. It didn't have access to it all the time. There were times I was I was too afraid to fly at the time.
Yeah.
I was aware of shit weed and
Yeah.
stems and drought of 90, but I always had an outlet. If I could ever get to Petrolia, my aunt and uncle, and it didn't matter what time of year. They always had names for it. Like if you got there too early in the season or late, they call it black box, right? Because they'd put a box over the plant to affect the light cycle, and so, or black bag. They'd
What's
use,
that they do with that vegetable? They do
That's
with
light depth. It's just light depth.
You're right. So that's what they did back then, and this was pre-Phototron, when they were doing this. And
There you go.
they an evening at my aunt and uncle's place was watching them trim weed. They never went so far as to say, hey, Dave, let's show you how to do it, because they knew I would just go back and they'd ask me what I did and why, why. So, but that's the way it was.
Al, are you there?
I'd go every summer.
How old were you at this time?
From 13 forward.
Yeah.
Oh, the best years.
Yeah, it really is.
If you're at 13 going to hang out at grows on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Never saw it growing.
We've
because they
heard
were
about
very
it, you know,
severe.
because
Yeah.
obviously because of
severe.
High Time Magazine, we read about it, but we know, like, the only thing we saw was always like the final product. Like to hear about a grow or like be even close to it was one of those like, fairyland type of situations. Like, you see movies like, oh my God, like a whole field. Like, imagine a whole 1 acre. Like it'd be,
a big,
mind-blowing.
Well,
huge
the East
glass
Coast
jar.
was always one of those places, though, where it's like, you had these weird growing seasons, and it was a lot of people. Shit would get caught.
And rain.
dude.
Rain like a motherfucker,
Rain.
exactly.
That was the big one.
You could almost never get to October.
And the laws, Lou and I were
dude.
talking
It's
about today.
crazy.
There's so many more cops on the East Coast, and the laws are just so fucked up out there. And that's one of the
They're
reasons
closer
I moved out
together.
We
here.
tried all the
Yeah,
time in Rhode
yeah,
Island. We
way
tried all the
closer,
time to grow,
yeah.
and it was always pathetic. You know what I mean? It was just like like a bunch of leaves and really acidic soil, and we didn't know what we were doing, and we were just like, to come back and be like, fucking. If it lasted, sometimes it would get snagged, but if it did last, it was like Charlie Brown Christmas every time.
Deer.
You know what I mean? It was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wow, look at
deer
this.
love eating that stuff, and they're like just giant
Well,
rodents
plus it's
on
like
the East
and
Coast.
plus it's like a whole bunch of fucking deadness in this one, like standing
Night
there
super,
by itself.
But that's the way it was in California too. They had troubles. My aunt and uncle, listen, they suffered too. So as soon as Reagan came into power, and I think it was like 85, I did not go there in 85 and 86.
It's camp.
15.
So you would go out to California to see your aunt and uncle, and they
Just happened to be at harvest time every time.
That's
All right,
I mean,
of course.
and
fun.
They need my help.
but I didn't
awesome.
go 85, 86 because I shit you not, they repelled from a fucking helicopter in the middle of the night with automatic weapons.
Yeah, it's
My
crazy.
uncle tells me
Yeah.
the story with lasers all over the place, screamed at everybody, made everybody get down. They're in the middle of fucking nowhere, so they weren't like taken to jail, but everyone was arrested, and they had to, clean up their act. They weren't gonna take away. They were they didn't they had kids and everything. That's not who they were looking for even back then. But my uncle had to work really hard to get everything,
Yeah.
just completely
I think
relaxed.
honestly, that's why all these our show, your show, some of these other podcasts you see out there. I think that's why these are so important because, I've said to people, I've had kids that work for me that don't know what it's like, that don't know anything about getting arrested for weed. It's not like it's not on their radar, And meanwhile, for people like us who've helicopters, all the rest of this stuff, even if it wasn't you directly, having your aunts and uncles tell you those stories, be part of it. I think with us it resonates a lot more, and it's important to tell those stories because, we're about to step into some big changes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the thing is,
absolutely.
it's like if you don't have that sort of background, then you kind of like, it's just fun to watch. Like it's fun to watch this next generation try to like work their way through life because you're like,
Oh,
dude,
no,
it's not
look,
this easy.
they're-
You know what I mean? Like you have to fucking.
They just got a quick dose
They-
from that with Washington D.C.
Oh,
How
yeah.
about
So the
beeping someone and waiting for them to call
Oh yeah,
back?
Yeah, yeah,
pager,
yeah.
You're hoping they'll
pager.
call back with weed.
Oh my!
Yeah.
What I would always laugh at is
Landlines.
how much money was spent per ounce just to acquire the ounce on phone calls, just phone calls
Oh,
alone.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I have to
Oh,
call
dang, yeah.
13 people, and every call cost money back in the
Quarter.
day. It wasn't
No,
like
Yeah, yeah,
dime,
yeah.
bro.
Well,
no,
nowadays
you would
you
just
have
call.
Oh,
from
the
your-
cell phones,
you
remember,
call from
free
home.
before
You didn't,
7?
nobody was
Right,
thinking
right.
like,
No, free,
"I can't
free after
fucking
7, free
wire
after
you."
8.
Well, nowadays you have Signal. You'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna come over and pick up that dog food."
Yeah.
And you're like, "I don't have a dog. I'm coming to get the dog food. Don't worry about it."
No, that's the worst part though. Then everybody sounds.
I don't have
more
a dog, man.
They sound more suspicious than
What
if they
dog?
just
I'll
say
be
it.
over in 10. Shut up.
Just say you're coming to get the weed.
So I think a lot more of that paranoia ended up being from the government negative propaganda, right? Of like, anytime you smoke, they can be, rappelling through the
Yeah.
window, right? Which is impossible. They don't have that many people, right? Like number to number.
Right.
But that paranoia still exists with our generation. Like you were saying, the new one doesn't. But this is how something that they're able to lean on when it comes to like dealing with like laws and regulations. There's only 4 states in the whole country that end up actually being able to where you can smoke tobacco, you can smoke cannabis.
And Colorado is not one of them.
No,
Yeah,
we're not.
exactly. It's Oklahoma, Connecticut, New York, and
Good old Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Hey.
That's it. Those are the
All 12 of you guys. Hey, all 12 of you in
12
Rhode
of you
Island,
guys.
you
Yeah.
zoom on in.
Everybody else, you better find some little quiet
Yeah,
corner
you better-
because now, if the feds come in there, they can arrest you because it's still federally illegal.
Yeah.
Which it seems so stupid, but you can
That's
clearly
the way
see
it
that's what
is.
they just did. And they're thinking about going into major cities. They said they already got something trying to push into LA.
Yikes.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
it's-
were all
because you
gathered
can't smoke in
outside
public
of
in LA either.
Newsom's thing about redistricting. They apparently
Oh,
they
no
had-
politics.
Yeah,
Unless
but they
it's
had-
cannabis politics.
Well,
They
it's,
had a
it's
bunch of
specifically on,
troops around.
just on cannabis. Only
Yeah,
on
Dave,
cannabis.
Listen to the story.
Yeah, Dave.
Because right,
listen
think
to
about
this.
it. Where this is a question to you, right? Public consumption. That's something that I believe, right, on even on a cultural level, is that during the pandemic we lost something that we always were part of is sharing a joint, sharing a bong, right? That we lost, that we stopped doing.
Well, we got yo tips. Now we
Hey.
can do it.
Now we can share again.
Share safely.
Share safely, right?
Yeah, the
It's a
man.
major problem, right? But it's a beautiful thing about our community that we have now, 5 years later, have all right, we feel comfortable about, sharing a little bit more.
Dude, nobody gives a fuck anymore.
Nobody.
I don't think only yo tips. Yo
Yeah.
tips are the only ones who give a fuck.
We are quite lucky. I mean, when we think about it, the amount of people we've shared with over the, we talked about you being on the.
Oh, is this like a where are they now file? We're gonna
Is
have
this- that's
and in
what-
loving memory, all the people we smoked with.
No,
Didn't quite make-
I just wonder how many the end of the vine stopped with us.
Oh,
In regards
We were
to
the-
passing sickness on.
we kept the world safe.
I mean, we allegedly sat next to someone who tested positive for COVID the following day, and we didn't get it.
No, not even sat next
You
to.
know,
They
shared a
They
joint.
sat
Yeah,
here,
right in the middle.
and Dave was here, and I was here, and the joint was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then the next day, they called us up and said, "Hey, by the way, I got COVID." We're like,
Yeah.
"Really? Thanks
Really?
for telling us."
Ah.
Luckily, and that was the day we got our first sponsorship from Yo Tips, like our first ones to test. And we were
Yeah,
testing
yeah.
them out. So, right there, out of the gate, saved
Just like
us.
that.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
Testimonials.
Immediately, doesn't get any faster than that.
Yeah, exactly. It was like
Yeah.
paid itself off in
Yeah,
one
yeah.
day. Boom. It's like having insurance and then getting fucking sideswiped 5
Well,
minutes
we
later.
XLs.
COVID resistance.
You're like,
You never. You know what?
Not proof, resistance.
wow, look at you. You look like a producer over there.
You.
I'm working
You're
on it.
Gramboing
It's
out.
called-
You're
it's called-
Gramboing out.
It's called being old.
You're
All
like
right,
this-
wait. Since he's here in the room right now, was it 85 days or 100 days?
No, the last one was
I
150.
rock.
Iraq.
The weed you gave us last week was some of the best I have had in
101.
recent memory.
102?
Always when I
101,
miss.
101 days.
101 days? 101 days.
Nice.
Holy fuck! Wow,
Squirrel.
I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, I'm sitting there on the couch going, I am
Okay,
fucking
I got you.
stoned.
Katie wants a coffee.
Shout out
Katie
to,
wants a coffee.
Shout out to IROC as always.
Is this
Yeah.
a song?
Could we give your website or something like that or anything?
No.
No, just
Is that what you were
No,
texting?
he needs to be here
Rock
Sunday. If you're in
Walls.
Denver, come by Sunday.
yeah,
meet
yeah,
him
yeah.
face to
Come
face.
see us.
Meet the man.
4300
How long
West
are you in town
Alameda.
I leave Monday.
He'll be here.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll
So-
be here.
Yeah,
Okay.
So the cool thing is we're gonna end up going to the secret sesh, and then
That's
I'm
Saturday.
gonna go.
Now
to
it's not
IROC.
secret anymore.
Well,
The not so secret.
not so secret
Shout out
sesh.
to Wolf.
Shout out.
Oh, well, it's
So
open.
and then Gabe and I are gonna go to the 100-mile race to do
100 miles.
the
We're gonna
mile
work
mark 82
Space camp.
aid station for space camp.
Unofficial, official aid station. We're not allowed to be there.
Do you doing
but-
bong hits for everybody?
Look, if they, unofficially,
It's mile mark
unofficially, if
82.
they need
You
it,
just-
They need a bong.
we are a
I need a bong.
full service aid station, and generally at mile marker 82, you're seeing most of our people between midnight and like 4 a.m.
Party time. Have
You
a party
know.
tent ready to go.
You know,
Strobes.
so ironically enough,
DJ.
that is
DJ.
that is what Space Camp is. We have my buddy Kevin Teasdale, who is DJ Space Boy,
There you go.
and
This
we,
sounds fun.
we have disco. So if you do,
100 miles.
if you know
Dude's
about
crazy.
the Leadville, so the Leadville 100 was created, I think, in the 80s when the molybdenum mine closed down, and they needed more. They needed more.
I hate when that happens.
You know,
So the guy with 3
That
legs won the
fucking
race.
sucked.
The dude who had 3 legs totally crushed
Can't get molybdenum anywhere now.
the
It's a real
molybdenum dude.
It's a real
Please
problem.
finish, Gabe.
But to boost the economy in the town, they started this 100-mile race. It really is one of the first big 100-mile races in the country, in which this is a 100-mile trail race. With the Leadville 100, they go out 50, and then they turn around and they come back. So you run from Leadville past Turquoise Lake up into the mountains. I think you go up somewhere at like 12.5. It's 17,000 vertical. I think you cover the whole time.
It's only 100 miles, though.
And
you're at mile marker 82, so
Yeah,
when
so-
Adam and I get there in about 9.5 months,
Yeah. So you have 30 hours to finish the
Yeah,
race.
can't do
Okay, I
it.
was gonna ask
The
how long
winner,
that is.
the winner last year
30 hours.
The winner last year broke the record.
That's like
he
3
did
minute
it.
miles the
He
whole
did it in
time.
about
Dude,
15 hours.
I don't know if I could do it.
No way!
Yeah, it was
wow,
ama-
that's
it was
impressive.
I mean, I could finish,
The
but I don't know
thing-
if I'd be
the
like
thing-
30 hours. I'm gonna have to
The
like,
thing that's
Mr.
really,
X, we
Rambo
need some
trained
stoner
for that,
math here.
bro.
If you do 100 miles in how many hours?
30.
30.
How many? What is that? What's your pace?
Here's the thing. Here's
What is it?
3.1 miles an hour.
There we go.
So here's the thing. To average, you only need to do, I think it's like 19-minute miles to finish.
Oh.
In which
Okay.
19-minute miles is not that fast. But
No.
Not in back.
Just have to do 100 of them.
Back to back in a
Minute
row.
miles,
Yeah.
Because right now I'm at
30.
like,
well,
you know, I could
but,
do 2.
But the thing is, it's the uphills is
Oh.
what. So you really got to be doing, let's say,
Well, wait, what's
20
the top of the elevation as far as like the turnaround?
like 12.5.
12.5.
12.5. And the worst part is
I
you
can already see you like using your hands to make your legs work when you get up to the top.
yeah,
You're just like,
it's craziness. But the thing is, for all the aid stations, like the aid station at mile 10 is the aid station at mile 90. So they double as aid stations. When you come through, and we're at 82, you don't see us on the way out. So if you don't know about Space Camp, you're coming through the woods. It's 2 a.m. and you hear this disco music.
Shut the hell
And
up.
you
This is so
hear
cool.
and you see lights in
Total
the distance.
hallucination
And you-
type
and
of
you're
thing.
like-
Mic
take some
tripping?
drugs.
You're like-
just
Wait,
never
so
finish
You're
the
like,
race.
what the fuck is
never
going on? And then you come up this hill. I bring out about 1,000 glow sticks, and we make a runway and stuff. And
This is so cool.
and people are and like I'll tell you what,
nitrous
like,
tanks going off. Like people are like, I need some air.
if they need it, we are there for them. You know what I
Hey, he
mean?
says it's a full service.
We got what you need.
Here, and we literally we show up, we
Oh,
help people,
nitric
and then
oxide.
they
I
leave.
thought you said nitrous oxide.
You know?
Sorry.
And so you do this at mile mark 82.
It's about the 82nd mile. It's the top. It's the top of Power Line.
What?
So
You'll
Power
be
Line.
tripping.
Power Line is the last uphill of the race.
So you guys camp out
We
overnight.
camp out overnight.
This is so much
We
fun.
show up. We show up at about 2 in the afternoon, so the racers have already gone out, and the leader usually comes through Space Camp at about 5 o'clock.
I might invite myself to this.
You should.
This
It's
sounds
great.
so much
it's
fun.
It's a blast. And we hang out there, and we hand out candy and soda and like anything to help people. But if you need a shot of whiskey, we got a shot of
We got a
whiskey too. You know what I mean? So that's why we're unofficial official.
I
you know?
love it.
That's awesome.
This
We got a
is
big
so
sign.
much fun.
We got a big sign as you come into Space Camp that says "Welcome to Space Camp." Nice fucking work.
Yeah. So you can see why when he told me about that, I was like, well, why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah,
Like, I was like,
exactly.
I was like,
Of course, that's what I'm
I'm
doing.
Stay here for
Seeing
that.
people, I'll
hell
tell you what.
yes.
Seeing
I
people
wanna see it. I
dig,
can't wait.
Seeing
But
people
it's gonna be
dig
cold.
really, really deep and get in to finish that race. I'll tell you what. 2 years ago, when I was up there was a girl who had fallen, and her face was her face was pretty banged up. You know, she had been bleeding. It was bruised and stuff. And I remember seeing her come into Space Camp, and I was like, wow. It's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough finish. And I usually go down about 6 in the morning and go to the finish line. And the finish is, you know, the racers got to be in by 10 o'clock.
I like how you get in a car and drive past them as they're going down.
No, because they have to be through us by 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cutoff down at Turquoise Lake, I believe, is like 6 a.m. And it takes about an hour to get down there. So
Okay.
they have to be through Space Camp by 5 a.m.
Right.
So at 6 a.m. the road's clear. You can get out of there. So we go down, and I had run out to help get a runner in. After 50 miles, you're allowed to have pacers. So you're allowed to have someone to help you run. So I'm walking out. You know, I see a guy. You know, I'm talking to this other guy. I see this guy who needs help coming in. We're about 3 miles out. We got about an hour to go. So this is the 20-minute
3
miles.
miles.
So we're helping this guy. He's at 90. I mean, this guy is haggard.
I can't
we
wait.
We get him across the finish line. It's 9:58. And I'm standing at the finish line. I don't know this guy. I'm giving him a hug. He's like, "Thanks for helping me out." And I turn around, and the girl with the banged up face comes just shuffling across the finish line, and you're like so much yes right now, like so much yes. And I think that's one of the things that is really the most amazing about working those races is you are watching people dig so effing deep, dude. Like the deepest. And it's funny because the first race that I worked was the High Lonesome, which is up at like Monarch and stuff.
Okay.
And I'm talking to the guy and I'm like, man, it's crazy how these people do 100-mile races and they're just up for 36 hours. And he's like, I take LSD at about mile 50, and I'm like,
Yeah, I would be able to cruise.
So there's a movie right now. I think it's called it's basically LSD, an acronym, but it's like long, short distance or something like that. And it's about this dude that runs across Arizona on
Vinny's
LSD.
all ears now.
And it's like
Been there, done that.
done
you know,
that.
it starts to go across. It starts to go along that whole Native American kind of vision quest, But it's crazy because you have the Cocadonia 240, you get the Bigfoot 200. 200s are the new 100, and it's crazy because these guys dig so effing deep, man.
I
It's
listened to a
wild.
podcast. I forget what it was, but it was like the same story, and it was a guy whose son did seven continents in 7 days or something like that, and they would go from America, South America to Europe to Asia, and they just would go on these. They'd sleep on the plane, get off the plane, start racing, race to the end, get back on a plane, and they all travel together, right? So there's 200 people. And in India, right, Mumbai,
Yeah.
they were there,
The old Bombay.
did the race, and every single person pretty much got the fucking torqued on some fucking serious fucking virus.
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody. And so they were running along, and basically they'd run into the water, shit themselves, run out, and keep going. And everybody was just you can imagine how gross it was. And it all
So
started.
Shadowban right now.
It all started. It all started.
Fecal talk, check.
Yeah.
Sex, check.
Yeah, no.
Drugs, check.
Yeah.
Kick them off.
Covered it all.
Is it
Turn 'em
fecal,
off.
why fecal talk's bad? I didn't know. But no, it sounded rough. Can you imagine 200 athletes all fucking
Oh, it's crazy.
getting fucking,
Just that
and they were all on a
sick.
flight together, and then they just it was one of those the whole lines to the thing, and people were laying in the aisles and shitting themselves. I was just like, God damn.
Stomach stuff's no joke.
Did you have?
How do you
Because
get
at
on a
mile
plane
82,
with
you must have a
diarrhea?
lot of guys who've shot
You-
themselves, right? It must be a lot of shit.
I don't
shitters.
see a lot of people.
Come
Most
on.
people,
So-
most people step off into the woods.
Yeah,
and-
so what you do is you end up using your socks, 1 and 1. So you got 2 shits
Okay,
if
so you got.
and that's what you see a lot of people that come in with
One
just
sock,
shoes.
no socks.
No, just no socks. But
Yeah, that's
shit happens.
Shit happens.
Well, in reality, is
you gotta have soft socks.
At most of the other aid stations, you're leaving yourself a drop bag or something. So I mean, there's a good chance at one of the other aid stations you gotta change your shorts, change
Yeah.
your shoes, change it. You know,
Get 'em all-
Diaper.
They're all
That's it.
Hey, man,
they're
look,
respectable by the time they get to
the
you.
winners, the guys who really are going.
wear
There's
diapers
difference
to
between
be
people who are
funny.
trying to win and people trying to finish. Those are two different people.
Two very different.
The winners, yeah, you might, but
You might,
but but the finishers, nah, they'll stop. I mean, you got 30 hours. You're stopping in the woods to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times
crazy.
we'll get people coming through space camp and they'll be like, "You guys
Jeff
got
Gard,
any toilet
where are
paper?"
you? Please zoom in,
Legal
Jeff.
advice now.
Yeah, we need legal advice right now. Is the
So
show
you're gonna help him
completely
out?
banned?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to come up and work
That's
the aid
tomorrow?
station. It's tomorrow night. We're going to do the secret
Nice.
sesh. I'd like
go
to get
there.
up there earlier, but because we're doing the sesh, we're going to get up there a little later. But we'll get up to like I said, the leader comes through about
because you don't
5.
have them on the way out. Hardly nobody on the way out, right?
No.
So you don't have to even worry about that.
Well, and yeah, so we're getting there a little late, so we actually end up hiking up, so we're not driving up the course. because we don't want to interrupt.
So you'll be so winded by the time you get there that you can't even do your job, and then
Nah, we'll be okay.
I'm gonna try. I mean, it's gonna be rough on
Yeah,
me.
Lou's-
I'm gonna see.
We're like,
Lou's
oh,
like, dude,
ocean
you can't,
level.
you can't use all
Give
the
me a
oxygen,
second.
Lou. They need it for the runners.
There's water. It's over there. You're gonna have to get it yourself.
I'm gonna bring up my own oxygen. I'm gonna take it away from the runner.
I had a can of oxygen.
BYOO.
Yeah.
I had a can of oxygen at the
Can of
house
air.
and gave it to him. And he was like, "This is good oxygen, baby."
But yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm just interested. I mean,
And then we are
and-
going
and
to
honestly-
take you to. We are going to take him to Mountain Orchid as well, the highest commercial cultivation in the United States. Shout out to the guys at Mountain Orchid and Mayor Leslie of Montezuma.
Nice.
Yeah, she would actually. We've had her on the show, but she'd be a fun guest just because.
Any stoner, is she stoner?
She's a stoner.
Yeah.
She's the
Yeah.
mayor.
We've-
She's the mayor of Montezuma. She runs.
We had
like
the
her.
mayor.
Yeah.
Just a really cool
Remember the
lady.
mayor, Vinny?
The mayor.
And down in
Crestone?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had the remember the Crestone mayor?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta love the mountain. You gotta love the mountain town mayors.
Your Honor.
Yeah. She was nuts.
You're nuts.
She was
Cuckoo,
crazy.
cuckoo.
Cuckoo. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the next Gene Traders? Where is it? Give us a lowdown on your scheduling.
So September 7th, we're gonna be doing Gene Traders in Staten Island. I feel like that's like my Thanos, like all the rings. Like I've now done all.
You feel
all
safe
the
going there
boroughs.
though?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Oh, it's always about hooking up with a local, and just making sure you got the hood pass. Everything's fine. It's no different than anywhere else. You just don't go shit in somebody's backyard
No, you
without
don't do an
asking
event
permission
without
first.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have cover.
Can I share here? All right.
September. Ninth?
September 7th,
7th.
and then October 5th, we'll be doing Kush Over Everything. That's going to be the Kush competition, which is only 2 categories, OG Kush and OG Crosses. Obviously, the OG Cross is going to be obvious.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
on November 23rd, we're going to be doing a Fresh Frozen competition in Detroit, like perfect timing for chop, wash.
Right.
So that's going to be really interesting.
And that's a Gene Trader / event, or it's that.
Yeah, so that one, that Gene Traders is going to be a washers edition. So we're going to encourage the vendors to make sure they end up having
Yeah.
like washing type of genetics
That's
like that
good idea.
too.
That's because that's where it's unfortunately it's like so funny how the industry just goes into these little modes, and now it's like that's pretty much where we're at. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like it has to. Oh, don't wash.
Yeah.
You're like,
Dude, I gotta admit the flour at
You don't
your
use wet
sour D
wipes?
event
Damn.
was so good. Like some of the stuff I got from Crispy, the stuff I think Bronson was there. There were a bunch of people that were there.
Oh yeah, some of
That,
the people that were still like saying still
yeah,
alive
sa-
today,
the-
like the
the-
legends, like no dude, they're just right there.
I hate
Tell-
to say
just
it,
ask them a question.
that was my Charnick always gets upset. But
Why?
Because I always talk about the LMNOZ and I never bring you any.
Ah, don't get
yeah.
upset. I
It is
just
good.
blame Rosendogs.
No, it is good.
it gives
It
us
is
more
good.
things to.
But
blame
yeah,
him
that was
for.
the
It is
first
good.
time I
Rosendogs,
got
you see
it.
this right here?
is
Uh-uh,
good.
Do you see
why?
this?
You got some
Look at this.
LMNO.
See this?
What is that?
That's should be royalties, but Adam had to make it himself. Work hard on it, but that's okay,
It might be too
Rosin.
good. It might be too good anyway.
You think?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
because I made this from some static that I had sitting around, so it's gonna be melty.
Oh,
It's gonna be melty. Might not work.
might not work. Looks like it's too melty. No. It's gonna drip. It's gonna drip.
It's all right. We've done it. We've smoked those drippy joints before.
No, but this is not a joint. There's nothing in it but a hash.
Well, still, I know, I get it, but we've all
I
smoked
put
those
paper
drippy
around.
joints.
Don't do it. Don't fuck it up.
Relax, Dave.
Just relax, Dave. Really?
Yes. I see if I
You,
can get it going.
you think?
Look at that. It's fusing up to the top.
You think? Okay.
Mm.
When you suck it in, though.
Let's
Whoa.
go.
I made a butte for the reunion, and we couldn't light it.
Well, this is, I think, a little purer sift than.
Oh, it was
look at that.
IROX. It was IROX. Oh, that might.
Oh, it was
be-
IROX.
Oh, I rock.
IROX.
But it
I
might-
rock.
I
Here we go.
rock.
I rock.
He made
Dulce Uber, I rock.
So,
Met IROC at the first ADSI. Second place.
oh yeah, I haven't seen him.
And
The
he still
flo-
won't get
yeah,
himself
so-
a jacket, though.
So it's funny because you talk about remembering certain things, and the Flow OG from that competition that he had very, very memorable flower.
The flow.
I miss the flow in general. You know that's one you never see anymore.
It was because it was everywhere for like 2 years, and people just said,
we were
"Fuck
saturated
it."
in it.
Yeah.
Steve Heron, I think, still has some sort of genetics that they were working with Incredibles to put together. I have a bunch of seeds from it. I have a bunch of seeds that are half, at least half.
You know what I'm waiting
Half
for,
flow.
man? I'm waiting for the app where you can take your phone out and you put it right over the weed, and it tells you everything genetically you want to know about it.
Oh, dude.
You know, if it's
Dude,
contaminated,
gonna
if it's
happen.
got,
It's gonna say
why
Blue
not?
Dream.
Yeah,
So
that's-
definitely.
It's gonna say
taking
Blue
action.
Dream.
It's gonna
Yeah, exactly. Blue Dream, #1 seller ever.
Blue
It's all
Dream,
gonna
Blue
be
Dream,
based on
Blue Dream.
Sunday.
Nobody would make that, because if they made that, it would get completely bastardized by ads, because everybody would be like, okay, I have this thing now, so how high do you want you want your weed to be the #1? You just give me because that's how those things have all worked.
They're already doing it now with
right
their
hand, ladies
pitch
and
decks
gentlemen,
and like
that's
that too.
right.
Putting
Assortment
number.
of
Oh, we got the
ads.
#1 seller for you, Blue Dream.
It's
You definitely got the numbers on it.
what was that?
What
Stupid
about
chip-
Science, man?
What was that stupid thing that came out that was like the My DivX or something, or remember that thing?
Oh, pick it.
Yeah.
It's called My DivX, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Thing
yep.
was, it's exactly that. Like you
Is
get
there
it,
a doctor
you
in
put the
the
weed
house?
on. It's a 50% chance it's going to say Blue Dream every time, because their cloud info that they had was just so limited.
Yeah, you're only as good as your database.
Right.
and they didn't have enough. At the point when I got it, it wasn't so good. Then it got a little better, I heard, but then it kind of fell off, and I never heard. I think the
That was
technology
a flash
they-
in the pan.
Sage Industries, you know them?
Yep.
Okay, so it's the same idea as them, except just a cheap version of it. And their sensor, I guess, is just not up to speed. So it's like it's all based on how, just like a camera, how sensitive your sensor is, you know?
Yeah.
And those are all working off of optical something. And they take a fucking, I don't even know how it works, but they work. The purple one is also the same thing. You know that one?
The Purple Scientific.
Same
Yeah.
They're all
Johnny
the-
Hunt.
They're all the same. Yeah.
Orange Photonics.
Just different
All orange
cases.
photonics, same
Yeah.
one.
It's different phone case.
Pretty much. I think it's all the same
No,
technology, right?
one works. There was one. Remember the one I
The orange
consulted
one?
on for a little while was actually
That's from the hemp days. isn't it?
recycled military technology. They changed the tech that was used to test the water in Iraq to see if it had been contaminated. They figured, with just different software, maybe it can tell contamination within weed. And so it was actually John Sally, the basketball player, was going to buy one for every crop because it was the size of a small little Xbox controller, that you can test.
It was a
And-
field testing.
Yeah.
right? That's what I liked about
And
it.
so,
It was very great.
I mean,
Great.
I'm interested in seeing that. Well, they finally stopped allowing University of Mississippi to grow cannabis.
Stopped allowing?
Do you remember they were the only one that were actually
forever.
They were
Right.
the ones
They-
that were
this was
growing
it.
G13
This was
for
it.
years.
Yeah, this is it. And
Like back in the
When did they
80s, that was the
why-
this just
only
recently happened.
So they lost their
sanctioned-
government. They lost their government permission to do it. Or-
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Very interesting.
Or they're stopping the program. I forgot which one like that too. But they have how many years of kind of biased data?
40.
Oh yeah.
It was since the mid 80s.
so then we would need to go back in a time machine 50 years then.
There's your time machine.
Before that ever happened. There's our date.
Right.
The thing is
Before
that
the government ever got fucking involved.
trying to dig through all that biased data to find the good nuggets out of it.
You know what though? I think you wouldn't have as hard a time as you think you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it probably came from just not as many sources as we really think. It's that right, most of it's going to come from Afghanistan and Mexico for us, or Afghanistan to Mexico for a whole bunch of years before we ever knew anything about it in the U.S., and then it proliferated through the music community. I'm looking forward to what the future holds in regards to testing, identification, and those blends that truly bring that terpene cannabinoid entourage effect to, cure male pattern baldness.
Whoa.
You know,
Now we're talking.
I believe that. I believe
Headaches.
So that's the
Bring
cool
it
thing
on.
about it.
Boners. You need boners.
That what
weed.
we just remembered is not that far away where we happen to have now the access to be able to actually test it out and actually be able to map it out. This is why it's such a great thing that now past runs we've decided to reach back. Right, reach back to older flavors, reach back to old, different type of genetics. Try to hunt down oldest living stuff, and then integrate it back into there. You've got to bring it up to speed in a sense of if you really wanted to put it out to the masses, which is a difficult thing, 100% with sour. It's just the plant has to cooperate, and you have to be on your A game.
I think that so
certain
much
plants
goes.
don't cooperate at all. Like, just don't want to.
And in regards
Come
to
on.
Like you get take Gorilla Glue, totally like you could stand in line, like it looks like a bunch of soldiers in the room. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, but a lot of the
Perfect soldiers. You know what I mean? Then you
a
come
lot
in-
of the gene pool got all fucked off because nobody was using true males. People were using reversals,
Right.
and so that
But we like it. They taste good.
I don't disagree, but it definitely
We like the
it pushes
self-pollinated.
it pushes things a certain direction. Like
Isn't
like,
even Girl Scout
Adam,
cookies a
what's-
bit
yield is
hermia?
not one of those things. That's one
Yeah,
thing. For sure.
on,
what's your thought? What's your thought, Adam, on like open pollination with multiple males?
I mean, it's definitely the way to get the most diversity and have the most things to kind of work with in the long run. You know what I mean? It opens up everything. It's the way to go if you have the time and space and energy. But
Well, that's the thing is we have the time and space and energy. It's just everybody is rushing to market so quickly
That's
because
the
they
problem.
don't.
Hold on,
really-
when you said you have the
That's-
time and space, then you go, and we also have a chief financial officer who won't let us do any of that.
Yeah, but how many of the guys? How many
Yeah.
like Cap doesn't have a CFO. Like all these guys that are doing all this. A lot of these guys. don't have
Attaboy.
CFOs.
That's why he gets
You
people
know?
that wait online for 24 hours for his gear.
And shout out, by the way, shout
Yeah.
out his gear.
Absolutely.
His gear is all,
Yeah,
it's great to see
Cap-
Mac continuing to win competitions.
Yeah.
It's
His marketing
holds true.
strategy is great. His brand can go on without him now.
Right, but
You know?
there's something that we always have to account for. That a certain day is like, all right, I've smoked enough of that. What else you got? I'm tired of smoking. What else? And we have, so we're reaching back to
That-
these old schools and trying
Yeah.
to figure out how to diverse our palate because what happens is that they just get tired of it. No, I don't want that. I want what else you
something
got?
I want. Yeah.
We are of an age where there are people right now in their 70s who are on the East Coast, on the West Coast, have been living in the same fucking house their whole lives, who have something, probably were not preserved very well. Maybe one can be viable in some laboratory where they strip it down with lasers, man, to get the embryo out, whatever they do.
Embryo rescue.
But those
No lasers required.
they're out there. They're out there, and they're labeled in a bag.
You're in love with lasers. I know it. Just say it. I love lasers.
It kind of doesn't. Well, my people invented them. Just remember,
Pew, pew.
you almost think here's the change. Right? You almost didn't even have to label the bag. Just that you saved it from back in the 70s meant something. Meant something because you probably smoked a lot of fucking duds. And when you
course.
got
Yeah.
something you liked, if you saved it, shout out to Charlie and Steve if you're listening. Please pressure him. The nose, our mutual friend. He's got dresser drawers full of them.
This is another thing that I wanted to ended up being the percentage of the things that ended up being bag seeds randoms versus hard worked, long, year after year, choosing, selecting, refining F2, F3, F4. And then some unicorn comes randomly bag seed and then like steals the whole show.
More science.
How many for like
hardly any. I think 90%.
Hey,
bag
look what
seed.
Vinny did.
90% bag seed and 10% hard work?
Yeah. If that. And these days,
Oh, you said more than that though, right? It was it was
I'd
it was
say even-
95%.
I'd say it's even higher, but the
Yeah.
reality is like let's give it the benefit of the doubt and say 10%. But from that 10%, how much of that was really thought out?
Yeah.
I mean,
Or was
Fletcher.
it-
Shout
or-
out,
or
shout
was
out to
that-
Fletcher because
Or
Fletcher
was it
puts the work
literally
in.
There's
just?
they're the ones that put the work
Yeah, and I'm
in,
not saying
too.
there aren't
Yeah.
other guys.
It's like
but
the same
Fletcher,
as bag seed, except as professional
lot of
bag
work.
seed.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? It's like it's pro bag seed because at least you know the stuff they were working with should be good to start with. But they're still kind of just throwing shit here.
It's still
and
good
there.
selections. Yeah.
Because to go to F3, F4, it's like
Or Soul Survivors.
it's a 2-year process, no matter how you do it. Like to stabilize a strain takes about 2 years if that's all you did.
Yeah.
But everybody's doing.
They work that
nine
Donnie
different
burger, like that Donnie burger. I don't want to say that's out at like F7, but yeah, most people you're not seeing run that hard.
And at that point, you're so tired of that weed anyway that you don't even want to smoke it anymore because you're like, dude, I've been doing 7 generations of the same.
I cannot possibly.
Unless you
I
don't
just
release
get tired of it.
unless you don't release it, and if you've released it,
LMNOZ.
so like if you've released it along the way,
All day.
Release it.
Every day.
if you release it along the way, then you'll have sort of like a better idea of maybe the direction you're going to go. If you didn't, so imagine if you didn't, you did F7, meaning you went 7 cycles, so you're doing 2.5, almost 3 years of cycles, back to back. You bring it to the masses, and probably within 3 months, other people have stolen your name. If it's
So hold on one second. Not to play
have a scoop
podcast,
out.
not to play podcast host on your show.
Oh,
but
shit.
for the listener, like when you say F7, is that continuously going back with the same male and
No, that would be BXing. No, it's more like you're literally going next generation to the next generation.
New male,
So it's
new female, new male, new female.
Yeah, and that's a lot of work because you don't just do the straight line. You have to go every one and then run it out.
Yeah.
Then go next generation, run it out. So you're talking maybe 6 years. You know, by the time you really get to that point, and then they're like, who the fuck cares? Because nobody smoked that weed anyway. They're like, dude, nobody smokes
that weed is so 2 years ago. You missed the boat, dude.
I have the ultimate fruit stripe gum, dude.
From 2007, man.
Dude,
Want to try that?
And some other guy did.
They're like, you're still talking about flow, G.
So
It's like right now, like a flow, dude.
You got the
Flow,
pink lady?
F7.
So I can give some.
You're the only guy that
goat,
wants it.
baby.
You're the guy.
Did you
I
say
can give
goat?
those people a little bit of
Golden.
hope. The little bit of hope that I can give people working lines, and I
Wedding
still
cake?
encourage.
Hold
them
on,
to
Nugget approaching,
Yeah.
Vinny. Get ready.
listen to this. Is
Tune in, kids.
the last time that Sour Diesel ended up being, it ended up being maybe like 15 years ago, right? If you take it, all the names that ended up being on that like list, the imaginary list of like our favorites, that means that continuing to add it, it could end up actually being longer than that. So you can work on something and you just got to hold on to it for another like
It's
10,
like
15 years. And
it's
then
like fashion.
one day,
Yeah.
it's
like,
your day.
It's like fashion. It's like all of a sudden you're like, dude, I've been wearing 80s fashion for the last 20 years, and now it's hot. And it's
Oh,
hot for
okay.
like a month. And then you're like, oh, dude, that was so last month.
Yeah.
And that's the
I
problem
knew
with
I
weed
kept
is
this
that now,
Latigra.
like,
it lasts like about a year and a half for
key-
that
the key-
person, but it's good.
I think the key to everything, though, is consistency. And if you do find something that you really like, you should focus on that and hone in on it, and just don't listen to anybody else. Because if people tell you, oh, you should grow this, no, you grow what you like. And if people like it, you got a winner. If people don't like it, well, I mean, you're lonely and you got a lot of weed. You know what I mean, so you don't and no money, got no
Score?
money,
No
a lot
problem.
of weed, no friends.
Well, and that's
Whatever.
I think I explain that to
But-
people.
but
certain circumstances.
It's like fashion again, like I was saying. Like if you just hang in there,
I think that's the
don't
key
like
to
it,
everything.
At a certain point, it all comes back around.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah.
And when it comes back around, you are legendary because you've never cut broke character. You've been in that same fucking like, dude, that's what I do.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And so
I've
for
been,
that
I've been
moment-
waiting here the whole time, y'all.
Fuck, you and me both, bro.
Exactly. And so we're lucky like that because sours and hazes.
Is that Jeff?
And again, even though like my bubble gum is
is that
still my
you?
number one strain because people, I remember that. I smoked that in high school. There's a
Nostalgia. There's a
nostalgia behind
nostalgia.
it for
Yeah.
sure. And what's even funnier is like now it's multi-generations. It's like my grandfather used to grow so. Oh, okay, calm down, kid.
Calm down.
real.
Exactly.
Okay, Uncle Jesse.
Imagine somebody approaching me telling me these stories about like that. Oh yeah, my dad and my grandma. Like,
My
well,
God.
what am I gonna do? Call your dad or your granddad a liar?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was like, yeah, okay, man, cool.
No, but that
Yes.
in regards to something like
This
that,
flower speaks
he's
for
just
itself.
going by what he smoked and what he was told at the time.
Right.
And you don't know where they were. It's like the joke we make with yo tips. You don't know where somebody was 5 minutes before you're smoking a joint with them. Might as well use a yo tip. You don't know what somebody told him, and he thought it was gospel, and he just repeated what he heard.
Yeah.
It's again, we cannot go back in time and fill in the gaps. We can't. It's not that bag seed? How many ounces were sold? More than 1 pound? Did it go through, Bend, Oregon before it came to Eugene and then it made its way? Just be glad we have it.
I'm so grateful.
Dude, we're genetic nerds.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Like,
say it's the nerd nut.
It's you
wanna go
bring
down
it.
that
You know what I
rabbit
mean?
hole.
You keep and that's
I
why
like
I've said
it,
this for
right?
years.
Yeah.
That's why I benefit from smoking better weed that you grow.
Yeah.
So you keep doing it. To me, it's just better than the last one. Is it great to have that story behind it? Yeah, of course. But we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna have to figure out a way to make what the taste of Adam's weed, how Adam grows it, right? Somebody wants that, and you want to replicate it. You're gonna have an SOP down to the grams of input of nutrients and water and timing and everything. Because Adam's weed. Oh, I fucking hate you, Vinny. Don't do that.
I mean,
and it's like what I can say it. No, Duke and not Duke. Denver Mike's dad. That Lambo.
That Lambo's
Oh
crazy.
my gosh, it was crazy good. And some of the stuff that IROC has been growing lately is so fucking tasty.
I know.
And there has to be a way
I feel
to
grateful
replicate
to always
it.
have access to quality
Just
But
cannabis.
I mean,
Just
it's
don't
like,
go with
but
Athena
it's like
and
that
everything
Emerald
tastes
Lagasse.
great.
Like I can give you the recipe. It doesn't mean
It
I can give
doesn't.
you everything. It doesn't mean that yours is going to taste the same.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that's
New York
nice.
bagel story
is,
over here.
you
It's
know,
fucking water. It's
every-
in the
it's the
air.
wa-
It's the
it is the
water.
water.
It's the
Bacteria-
water.
It's totally the water. It's totally the water.
Bacteria in the air.
And hold on a second.
Which is part of the thing
Wait, we
with
have to
skunk,
pause
too,
for a
dealing
minute.
with,
The next time you come here
Microbiome.
from New York
you don't
without
bring fucking
bagels,
bagels
you're not
back.
allowed.
Wow.
Hey,
How
wait,
could you
wait,
not?
Wait. That reminds me. I heard your fucking bagels are amazing. Where's your bagels,
Yeah,
bro?
I was gonna ask why
Where's
you
your
haven't brought us
bagel? What?
bagels in a while. I would
All
love
of
a
a sudden-
bagel.
We're not talking about me. The show's about Adam
Thank you for bringing
and
that
genetics. This has nothing to do with me.
I want to
No.
taste your amazing bagels, bro.
I want
Can you
a
make-
Dave
bagel
bagel. Can you
fries.
make some?
Can you make me an egg bagel? I need an egg bagel. Come on, a yellow bagel, dude. Make it
That
happen.
sounds so good.
Wow, yeah, you-
How about I make you a nice onion bagel and I tell you for the sake
That's
of this,
fine.
just treat it like an egg bagel.
That's fine.
Everything on it.
Onion bagel,
So good.
onion bagel.
Believe it or not, they're kind of tough to make. You have to get your onions
believe
sort of saturated with a little water at the right, or you got to put them on midway. And I don't have the right oven to open it up mid-bake.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
You know what? These are authentic.
Vinny, don't fucking
I've heard
play.
it.
Obviously very authentic because he's complaining already
I trust.
before he's even made them. So that's about as
I'll make
true
some bagels
I'm
next
Jewish
week.
surprised you
Be here
haven't
next
had
week.
one.
bagel as you can
Yeah.
get. Complained over.
I will come just for
Like a
bagels.
rabbi.
One wanted you want fresh from Cats.
don't have enough.
Stop the Cats with a
Hold
fresh bagel
on.
female food over.
Hold on.
Schmear.
Hey, sorry I didn't
Smear,
see.
maybe
I've
a little
got
smoked
10
salmon
things
on
going
it.
on.
Oh yeah.
We got Jeff
What?
in the background. He wasn't even talking though.
Jeff,
That guy.
where are you?
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the bagel discussion.
Oh no.
Oh, he's putting his order in.
Wow.
I'll take it on
Gabe
your
hasn't made me bagels in a couple of years already.
Well, hold on.
It feels
Hold
like-
on.
wow.
Hold on. In Dave's defense, Your Honor, when is the last time counsel has asked the defendant for bagels?
I like
You know
to not.
what? I shouldn't have to ask, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd like to not
Good
ask.
answer. Good answer.
Damn. See?
Sorry,
A2?
that was a little cold.
That's the problem when you. That's the
You know,
problem when you
he-
come with
he
bagels
does
in
make
hand
the
every
best
time.
bagels.
When you
Everybody
don't.
knows that. These are
I
homemade.
can't believe it.
I've only been teased with these bagels.
Welcome back.
Welcome
How was
back.
Good to see
How was
you.
your show? How was your show? First off.
It was an epic show. I'm sorry I missed last week. I had a little concert up at the Upslope Brewery. So
We had a question
Awesome.
from the chat, though. They wanted to know, did you wear the boots?
I did wear the boots, yes.
And we have video.
Is there
And tonight I'm going to wear roller skates because there's a little roller skating event at the Boulder County Fairgrounds.
You gotta get
Oh,
Dave.
this is so fun.
Get Dave. He's a pro. You know Dave's skater boy, right?
Dave, you're
Down.
going to do
He's a
this.
professional skater.
That's funny.
Yes.
I
He
probably
does that
inline,
dance
though,
line
right?
stuff for
Not
sure.
Oh, with that
No,
one
no,
like
no.
one leg around.
Real roller skates.
No, I have those shiny pants.
I
You know,
know.
the
The
silver shiny
the
pants.
He
disco-
says,
with the
I know.
with the tassels.
I can see
Leotard.
him in there with
Can
about
you
4
roller
guys.
skate,
They're all
you
doing
know?
that chain dance stuff.
You're hilarious.
What's that, Jeff?
Well, I can roller boogie. You know.
Sweet.
I got a lot.
That's
There's a
impressive.
lot of dimensions to the Gard dog.
Dave's got his Daisy Duke shorts, and he's ready to roll. He said.
The Daisy Dukes don't fit really anymore.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it.
No, he has to wear those. Those are part of the thing. He wears his Daisy Dukes, and he likes to skate backwards.
High Rock showing off.
My gosh.
Look at Gabe standing there to grab it back.
The girls, when I grew up, I couldn't skate backwards because the boys skated backwards. So I could skate backwards. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember the L.A. Diner, but that was my first job in Boulder, and that was kind of a bar hop kind of place where you would roller skate. So
What, you had to roll out to the car type thing? Like
like a car hop thing, like Happy
This
Days.
is so cool.
How old were you?
What?
I was
shit, my fault.
22.
Embarrassing to say.
Oh shit!
Oldest
I
Take it
love
back.
it.
The manager? Were you the manager?
Hold
The
on.
guy?
We have to pause here. We just had a gift and a fucking take back. iRock Weed came over. The
Showed it
weed
to us.
came out
Yeah.
to roll a joint, and it was like, I'm gonna need that back.
And we're like, oh, my fault. I thought it was
Yeah.
like,
No,
you know.
you just.
No, it's not your fault.
Horrible.
Total party foul.
I assumed. That was my assumption.
You don't
That was
take
my
the joint
assumption.
back unless he's taking it back to
Thank
light
you, sir.
it.
Thank you, sir.
Pauline, get
Yeah, wipe the sweat off of it. You know.
So we missed you last week. I had we had zillions. We had so many questions. Oh,
Did you?
Tons.
so many
You
good
know, hopefully
questions.
you
Really,
wrote them all down.
No,
Fire
no.
weight.
Can't
No,
think of
no.
a
We
lot.
have no way of writing things down.
we're too.
No.
Our hands don't even work. They just go like that when you.
You know, I knew what I was doing when I was logging in at 6:45. So
No,
Is
that's
that what
good.
time? It's okay. We didn't start till almost.
We started late.
Five.
We started
Started
late
late.
on purpose for you.
Oh, really?
Especially for you.
Well, because we knew you were going to be zooming in late, and we wanted
thank
to give you ample
thank you.
time.
Like that.
We wanted to write all our questions down. We didn't do any of that. So
So let's start off with the fact that this is Jeff Gard. You can find him at gardlawfirm.com. If you've have any, don't bother him with questions. Look, if you've had a run-in with the law, you have to go to court. He's the person to call. Okay, he's been in the industry. I met him in 2008.
Can I? Do you have one of these like cool
9.
number kind of like jingles like Trontolo and Trontolo?
Frank
or,
Azar? You have a Frank Azar style?
Have you guys heard about the guy that pretends to be the dog on these radio programs?
no.
It-
Oh my
No.
God. You have an impersonator?
Yeah.
let's.
Wow.
He's gonna
This
like-
dog.
I used to be in radio. These things work. It
really?
sticks with you.
Yeah.
I think if he's making a lot of money, I'd probably just sue him for breach of contract.
Does he
you
call
Do you know a
himself?
lawyer?
Does he call himself the guard dog or the dog?
Well, it is more the dog, but you can try to change it a little bit. I've been the guard dog since 2008. I think is that what Dave said?
Well, and the funny part is if it's like if you're a lawyer and you're gonna sue somebody over the name, it's like another lawyer. This is gonna be everyone wants to see this. 2 lawyers fighting over a name. This is great.
He seems weak.
No, when we first
He
met,
Seems weak. He said.
So it's a dog fight. It's a dog fight. We got a dog, lawyer dog fight.
He
That'd be
seems like
great.
I could squeeze
A
a couple
dog-
mil out of that guy just for being weak.
wow,
We can make a lot of money on
we-
this.
I like it.
Could you? Would you?
love the
Wait, hold on a
confidence.
second.
I love the confidence.
The dog and the guard dog have agreed to settle their disputes and have it right here on the Adam Dunn Show court.
Yes.
Dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
The court
Dun,
of
dun,
popular
dun.
opinion.
Yes.
Yes.
This is fun.
With our studio audience of educated judges.
We
who-
have them right here. Look at
right
them.
in front of
They're
us.
super
Bunch of
educated.
degenerates.
I'm not sure
Just to let you know, 3 or 4 of them are
who better
wearing
would
baseball
do the job,
caps.
but-
Yeah, who better to judge a whole bunch of lawyers?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's.
Ba-da-bum.
best.
So guardlawfirm.com.
I can't believe
So-
someone's trying to steal your name.
Let's make sure we utilize his time. Is there anything we need to know about any pending legislation, law changes?
Well,
There's a lot going on, dude. There's a whole bunch of bullshit. Trump
I like
is.
Dave reining things into the things that are poignant and relevant. That's perfect. That's what you do, David.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very
That's
much. I'm
your
up for an
that's
Emmy for
your
this show.
ethnic man
30 seconds from now, he's going
contribution
to
the show.
reverse all of that. He's going to reverse all of that.
I'm surprised you're giving me 30 seconds.
Poignancy.
Hold on,
He
start
is
the clock.
He is the Ed McMahon of the show. So,
No, Ed
you know.
didn't really provide what I provide.
We
So-
appreciate you.
He gets now he's insulted. He used to call himself the Ed McMahon of the Adam Dunn
But that
Show.
was just when
Now
I just
he's-
laughed at your dumb jokes.
Oh,
have to.
wow.
Now you have
They're
to.
not that dumb.
Thank you,
We're mostly about him,
Jeff.
so that's the problem.
All right. So what do we got, Jeff? What's changing? I mean, is there anything?
Trump
what's
said he's ready to
Dave,
legalize
you got your ear to the ground, and what's changing is that everybody now is priced out by taxes and all of the competition in the weed industry. So everybody's playing games in the hemp industry with THCA and Delta this and Delta that, right? And everybody's kind of finding these little soft spots. I've got weed clients that are converting over to hemp, where again, everybody's getting high off of hemp derivative stuff, and the states are very slow to regulate, very slow to prosecute. The federal government has no fucking idea what's going on. And so most of it's kind of, I feel like we're kind of slipping back into, the 2008, 2009.
Ooh, that's yeah. Now we're talking.
Listen, what did I say when on your 500 episodes? I think I hope we have a bad season. And everybody was like, "Ooh," and not on purpose, but it's kind of like raining out that way. Glasshouse said they're going to have a bad Q3.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just the regulations and dealing with smoking and not smoking. I think this is going to end up, like he's even saying even 2008.
Yeah, well, now we're talking. I like that.
No, we're in that total, we're in that total limbo, and the whole concept of these smoking lounges, that was a total bankrupt idea. There was no money to be made there, and anybody that got into that or tried to pay for that, they couldn't even recover their filing fees on that. I mean, so we're kind of back to an era where I don't think anybody knows what the fuck is going on, and nobody knows what to predict next. I mean, we got psychedelics on the other hand, and while we're supposed to have these like clinical, mushroom deals, everybody's like using that, just like we did in 2008, to get as many mushrooms and psychedelics out there as possible. And again, I think everybody's completely in law enforcement and legislation and regulation, completely confused. They don't know whether they can do it, can't do it, should do it, shouldn't do it. As long as you don't get caught shifting a bag, of 3 pounds of mushrooms to a guy and a bunch of cash in front of a cop, it seems to me that nobody's going to do anything about anything right now. I think we're just in a very confused period, and what I hope is, because I'm the lawyer part of this thing, is that we bring some
you're like, keep them confused,
semblance of reasonableness.
Keep those fuckers as confused
but we don't make the same mistakes we did with marijuana, where we just tax everybody out of business, we regulate everybody out of business. We find a way to harness this and make sure that everybody's making money. They make a little bit of taxes, but they don't. The only people making money right now are the government, and that's why everybody's moving into hemp. That's why everybody's messing around in psychedelics, and God bless them. I mean, that's the way entrepreneurship works, and so that's kind of where we're at right now.
I love that technology has Adam and I on record probably 2 years ago, maybe a little longer, saying that we really, if we're not going to get an overhaul of the regulated markets, that we need to shit can it and just go with the hemp bill. Just go with the hemp bill.
That's what everybody's doing, and you couldn't just unless you're in Texas or some shithead place like that. I mean,
hey, we got Texas listeners right now.
We got really good barbecue.
That was it. You know what? We had one strike left.
We had one guy.
We covered them all, and then you just insulted Texas. That's
it wasn't
the end of
me,
our show.
thank God.
Holy shit.
The Gard dog is going on record to say that Texas is fucked. I mean, I'm sorry. I literally walked.
They had $1 billion in sales last year, right?
No, well, what's happening is that they continue putting bills in specifically to regulate it. So what they're going to do is they're going to try. It's going to be their version of the cannabis industry. So they're going to try to tax it as such. Yeah. It's going to end up going really bad just coming up, because then doesn't matter. They'll SB3, SB5, SB. They're just going to continue to keep throwing it out there until they get that type of control or tax on it. because they are making a lot of money.
Maybe this is the only
without testing
good
anything
thing.
or regulating,
Without-
without doing any real work. Like,
Yeah.
we'll just tax.
This might be the only good thing about the Trump administration is that they're going to do fuck all about anything.
Correct.
You know, their eyes are so far off the cannabis ball. Their eyes are so far off the hemp ball.
Not till they find out that he smoked dope with someone
They've got no
named
wherewithal.
So you
Nobody-
think all the discussion on Schedule 3, nothing's going to happen? And by the way, I remind people all the time, he already had 4 years and
But
didn't
that's
do a
medical.
goddamn
That's
thing.
not
You don't want
recreational.
schedule. None of us want schedule.
That's
3.
medical. That's
Well,
not
no, he did
recreational.
revoke the
That's
Cole
FDA
memorandum.
said.
Right?
Well, my comment on that would be follow the money. If all of a sudden you see Trump and his children and the cronies all investing in big pharma, then you better be wary of what happens with Schedule 3, right?
Are they investing in big pharma?
That would be a design to try to pull everything into a market that can be SP 500. S&P 500, watch out for that kind of thing.
It's a rug pull.
If the Trump people and all of their friends decide there's money to be made here, then that's where you gotta watch it. That's
Well,
my
you just
problem
heard it
with
first.
rescheduling.
This is what you call insider trading right here, as we call it.
So can
Buy,
Re-
it's
re-
about to
re-
spike,
re-
and then pull out.
Rescheduling is designed to put power back in the hands of the government.
Yeah,
and that's what I don't
exactly.
like about it.
No, I don't like it either.
Yeah, by the way, I don't support. I mean, I always say to people, deschedule,
Deschedule.
unschedule.
Deschedule. Just do like you did him.
Deschedule.
Thank you.
Exempt it from the Controlled Substances Act. Just take cannabis completely out of the Controlled Substances Act like you did hemp, which is why everybody's playing in that little field, because that's very defensible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, and you're obviously the lawyer here, but my opinion is really that they want to see it Schedule 3 so they can recriminalize it and take down any of the small cultivators, any of the home growers, and
Caregivers.
Yeah, and truth of the matter is, Schedule 3 doesn't negate state regulated recreational programs, but it does make it so those programs will need to step up to some type of FDA compliance, and I think that's where you'll start to see people fall off.
Well,
That's too much
it's more
paperwork
important
going
than that because what we're seeing now is a consolidation of all power in the federal government, and when it comes to from the law, the federal government has total preemptive, meaning superior authority over state laws. So it could very well be that rescheduling becomes a complete blanking out of state programs and pulling it into some sort of federal authority, which to me, I mean, the whole thing.
Like they're gonna
It's
do.
so-
Like
it's
they're
so-
gonna do a good job.
I was gonna
Yeah, it
say,
feels like
correct-
just following the basic program for
correct-
everybody else. They're not going to
correct
create a
me-
separate system just for. They're just going to bring it into the fold.
But
of
correct me if I'm
FDA
wrong.
inspections and DEA inspections costing millions of dollars that we can't afford to stay in the medical side.
Isn't it in Colorado's state constitution that if it changes, we have to sue the federal government? And obviously I may be wrong on that, but isn't that how it was originally worded? That if it changes and weed becomes illegal, we sue them because it's in our state constitution.
Well, it's not so much that. It's that all the states, 37, 38, are going to band together and try to fight for that. The problem is the court system is already fixed now. I mean, are you going to cry to the Supreme Court?
Yeah, and that was the worst part of the first administration was that, and not for nothing, that was his plan. So,
And that's why everybody's going to hemp. Because it's
Yeah, but they're
practical.
gonna-
THCA, baby.
And
Because
it just
hemp-
makes
hemp-
common
hemp
sense for a
is
crop. It's a
already-
plant.
Hemp is already outside of Controlled Substances Act, federally. So, now you've got a situation where, the smart play seems to me to be saying that all cannabis is hemp. I mean, but
Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Yes.
We're having T-shirts made right now, Jeff.
Exactly.
All cannabis is hemp. Done. IROC, take care of that. You know how to make
Sold.
T-shirts. Get on that right now.
I need 14 right now.
Mr. X will finance it.
All cannabis.
Take care of it. All cannabis is in t-shirts.
www.gardlawfirm.com.
Gard Law
He's
Firm.
amazing.
Yeah, along
Gard
the
Law
top.
Firm on the back. Perfect.
Yeah.
Guard
No
dog, you
problem.
got it, man. Look at that.
Not a problem.
Well, you know what?
Solved.
We don't know what we're doing, and nobody knows what we're doing right now. And to me, if we've learned anything from the first administration, is that they're not going to do anything. You know, all they care about is homeless people and Mexicans and people that don't agree with them. You know,
Until
There's a
now,
lot of
and you called them
there's a lot
out.
of money coming in. There's a lot of money coming into the federal government. There's a lot of money coming into the states, including the states that are supportive of Trump, that are providing revenue. And it seems like to me that they don't want to fuck with the cash cow. Even if you look at what they're doing with like migrant farm workers, or we're against everybody except for people that are making our economy work. You know, it's a follow the money analysis. It has nothing to do with law. It has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with money, which is politics. So, you know, that's kind of where we're at. But you know, right now it seems to me that the money play and the safe play is in unregulated psychedelics and an unregulated hemp.
Cash.
You heard it here, folks.
I think
Unregulated
It's
hemp.
funny.
It's
It's so funny to me that it's taken so long to get where we're at with cannabis, and then psychedelics just came in from left field and were like, "Yeah,
It's like
we're
a
good
paved.
to go."
It's like
you know what I mean?
a road
bro.
paved in cannabis for them. Like here,
Yeah, no,
follow
and
the
that's-
cannabis
and that's-
road, and
and
you
that's-
will get totally
And that's and
cleared.
it's funny because you know that, and I'm sure Lou can address this, but as a veteran, you still can't fuck with weed, and yet they're talking about using psychedelics for PTSD.
The biggest problem is like when you think about from the cannabis side is like, you know, our optics are always like ragtag fucking, you know, just the fucking fringes of the fringe, you know what I mean? Because the people that are really good were always the tight professional. You don't even know they do what they do because that's why they're so good at what they do. And then you got the whole like vocal part of it all. Whereas with the psychedelics, it's like, it's not what you think every time. Like you think, oh, it's going to be the even worse, dude. It's going to be like just fucking mushroom hats and everyone's going to come. Nobody. They're all super pro because they're just like, nobody's tripping balls while they're at those fucking things. You know, it's like, whereas everybody just was in the parking lot getting high right before they go.
But
make
we've
a big
at that
thing.
token we've kind of mastered,
And you
like
smell
nobody
it,
goes
and
a
it's
lot.
just
Most
like,
people don't go out
so
and
obvious.
eat mushrooms the way they used to. They have like a
No, you talk
like
about
a
your thing that happened a
tablet
couple
or
days
a
ago.
friggin' mush or a chocolate or some type of delivery system. And you know, a big caveat and stigma with cannabis, and I explain this to people, you know, through and through, is that we're smoking. Like me
Yeah.
to believe, like that's a really hard
It's
thing for
offensive.
the government to come out and say, hey, smoking, like this type of smoking is okay. Like they're already trying to ban tobacco and everything else, in which nobody's smoking mushrooms.
Yes, but all of soccer moms
But
are
everybody tried
microdosing.
once.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
Soccer moms
Well, I'm not
microdose.
doing
Oh, sorry,
bananas,
soccer
so,
moms
you know, I mean,
microdose.
But that's why the vape. That's why the vape, the distillate vape pen does so well, because it's the same type thing. Like
Yeah.
soccer moms can smoke that on the sideline,
Yep, yep.
and when you're
Few little
smoking,
workers.
Yeah,
you
you're
have like a
microdosing.
Nobody knows. And
Yeah.
that was in 2009, 2010. That was such a fringe product.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a shit about that. And now because you know the tobacco industry is the smartest industry in the world about addiction, and they knew everybody would gravitate. Okay, no more cigarettes. Let's sell this false narrative about how safe vaping is.
Vaping.
But marijuana just dovetails right in on that. We're gonna be smoking mushrooms here in a year, guaranteed.
dude.
There's got to be a way to
Strawberry
smoke
mushrooms.
mushrooms.
Can
Am I
you
wrong?
let us
I
know
mean,
which
there's gotta be a
company
way.
that is? We'd like to talk to them and have them talk about it
R.J.
here.
Reynolds.
Oh fuck! No thanks.
They've got 9 layers behind whatever. I'm not going to name any names, but I met with the tobacco folks in 2010 and 11. I told them to get fucked. You know, I'm famous for firing more clients than I've represented, but you know that's
The big dog,
you know,
the big dogs.
I've
Was
always
it
tried to do
RJ
things the right way.
himself? Was it RJ or the big ones or what?
No, it's his son.
Yeah.
Reynolds?
Yeah, those guys came
Burt Reynolds?
into the industry
Hello,
and
Mr.
started
Burt,
doing
Mr.
fine
Reynolds.
investment, you know.
All right, so
Dolly.
Jeff, now that you've completely destroyed us and brought us all down, which is usually trying
That's
to
what I put in the. I
I'm
put that in the
sorry.
description. I tell. I
that's
know
why
how
you
it
bring the
goes.
lawyer in.
Who
It's
brought
like
the
bringing
good
a priest
time
in
bear?
you know, it's not good.
No, but no,
No,
he
thank-
What
gave
do
us
you
good
see?
news. The
I-
good
yeah,
news
no.
is good news is psychedelics, hemp derived.
Yeah.
Don't even fucking worry about the rest of it because
Nothing's changing.
Nothing's
Because
happening.
nothing's gonna
Because
happen.
the cash is
It's all good.
flowing, and they're like,
They're not.
stroke any
They're not
check- don't-
focused.
Don't stroke any checks to any cultivation operations that are starting to fail right now. That's not a good investment for you.
No, it's perfect time to pick one up though.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you want to do with it. If you want to turn it into a hemp facility.
make sure-
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of people converting over because it's free roll, you know. So,
Which is
all right,
nuts.
boys.
Thank you, Jeff.
Alright.
GardLawFirm.com.
Thank you, Jeff.
Ding 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 ding. Hit the bell. Hit the
Thank
bell.
you,
Appreciate
buddy.
man.
Have a wonderful weekend.
We'll be back. Hopefully, nothing gets too crazy in the next couple of months.
Hopefully, we don't have to talk to you until the next time we talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh, no. Anybody that needs to talk to me that's online, you know, Dave gave us the number. We're happy to help. Thank you.
GardLawFirm.com.
Have a good one, Jeff.
You too.
Oh.
Life sucks.
On a lighter note, are you working on any projects that you would like to promote and share?
Yeah, last minute
We
projects.
would love to.
No, we already talked about it. We got.
Yeah, we did. We covered
LA.
it. Yeah.
We got Staten Island.
What do you got,
Detroit.
Lou? What do you got for?
Vandy
You got anything
Media.
for next year? I know you got the sour diesel.
Next
right?
sour diesel, March 22nd.
Okay.
Yep. So it's just 4 categories.
How did you get here that fast?
What?
Which including Gigi,
And then you're doing rosin.
and then just rosin, which almost nobody enters.
Really?
It's weird. It's just because it's flour.
Flour
just,
people, yeah.
Right. Like the when it comes to this, like you just. It doesn't wash well.
No, it never. That's the funny. That's the
It's
funny
like-
thing is that
it
all the
doesn't
OGs and all the sours, sour makes great hash always, but it's never very stable.
Well,
it's
and
always it's always very like.
You don't want me to go into my
plan.
BHO dissertation, but
But it's
that's where
open.
when I first met Ghost. Ghost, he throws me this jar of OG live resin, and he's like, "OGs don't wash," and I'm like, "You're not wrong." Like, yeah,
It's just their stick. It's their.
water soluble terps.
It's different, and
It
was
gets
funny.
that oil slick on
Yeah,
top,
that get-
Yeah.
and none of
Even-
that comes through in the and
Even with bubble hash, it's very noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
honestly
super
that's
stocky.
that's
it's
what
like
I
stockier than it is glandy or something. It's weird. You get all like
Yeah,
it's very hard.
yeah.
You get
There's one-
tons in the stock.
There's one
Not
new
much
hope
in
for
there.
that.
and it's smaller glands
Not
too.
new.
It's a smaller head.
And green.
It's
Okay.
Nugget.
one new hope, but maybe it's not nothing new.
Oh, it's old.
Static extraction.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what this is.
That's that. Yeah, I mean, but
Actually,
here's
no, this
the-
is vac.
he-
This is
here's
vac.
the-
Ah,
You're
okay, yeah.
Vac. No, this is not static. This is vac extract.
It's usually vac.
So at the Billies,
they were actually They have
I
a
know.
stat. Oh yeah.
at the Billies with
You're
Josh,
fine. Skipping
that
he
step.
had
Skipping that step.
That was about 6
he
episodes
had that
ago.
static.
Try to look at that
sift.
screen through that light there, if you can. See if you can see the pattern. It's not just. It's very cool. It's called
It's
the
a
headhunter.
Fibonacci sequence.
It's the headhunter. See how it's like lines? You see how it's like lines and
Oh
holes?
yeah. Now I can see it.
Oh yeah.
So the lines
Yes,
is where the stalks go. So
yeah.
the stalks go through, and the holes are smaller than the glands. So then you take this. Basically, this is 7 grams in here. It was 14 grams before I started.
Okay.
Just I vacked off half of it, and what's left is all the heads and the glands, and then the stalks come out.
only thing
And you
is
pull it
the
through with
more
a
you.
vacuum.
Cool, huh?
Huh?
And then inside
Oh, that's
the
all right.
inside the neck of the
Hey.
vacuum. Inside the neck of the vacuum, you have another rosin bag that sits there and catches anything
Yeah.
that goes
Anything.
through. So you catch it, and it's very minimal at the end. So you're like, whatever. So it's pretty dope. That
So-
makes it no static required,
Yes.
no charge, no, and then you just fucking.
What,
at
dude?
home,
Bill,
like
in
that
fact,
too.
so hold on. It's funny now that you're. Billy Boy was telling a story. Was your mom like the first person to? There's a story about your mom in like a television. Am I?
Oh no, that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Respectfully. You
I had
Okay.
long hair. I had long hair. At the time.
Okay. Yeah,
No, I used to call it.
Look like his mom.
There's a story that Bill.
Respectfully.
There's a story that Bill tells about you and Static Stiff, where he's like, "Yeah, there's a television and
Exactly. No, it was Oprah hash. I used
It
to
was
call
a phase, okay,
That's
Gabe?
Oprah hat."
hilarious.
So back
was
in
a
the day,
phase.
do you remember like Oprah used to actually be kind of cool? There was like a moment in time.
Yeah,
where she
I
did-
watched
it's all
Oprah,
midgets,
dude.
it's
My
all-
mom watched
It was like
Oprah.
it was
Everybody
like,
gets a car.
it was even before that. It was like she was like trying to be shocking Maury Povich style. She had like oh, this guy's, she was the first to kind of do the whole, like, bring in people and fucking shock them and stuff. So
Yeah.
in Amsterdam, that was really all we had. We had Jerry Springer and Oprah, right? That was it. That's all I had on TV that I could keep me connected to America in a sense. So I would sit at my friend's house. He was another JJ, but and he gave me a bunch of product to run, and I had a screen, and I was learning how to make hash, and I was just kind of fucking around. And I put a TV in front, like right in front of me, because it was like I had no furniture in this place. It was just like it was the worst place to make hash.
It's
now
like a
that
crate, a coffee table, and a TV.
Yeah, and then the worst part about it was it had a thick fucking rug, which is the last thing you want.
But it probably added to the static electricity in the room, though.
Probably.
You know?
You're probably right on that. And what was even funnier is it was an old windmill, right? It's like as Dutch as you
As Dutch as you're getting, bro.
So it's a
Adorable.
windmill without they've taken off the blades, and you got the top part, right, the round part. That's the room that I'm in. So it's got all these little tiny windows around, so you can't really see outside. So you're kind of in this. It's like a weird vibe because you're like in a round room, carpet. I got a TV and a screen and a bunch of weed and some plastic on the ground, right? And I'm sitting there for days and just sitting there going like that. And when I put little springs in the corner, and I tap on the screen like that, so it would and it would bounce down to the front, and then I'd slide it up, bounce it down to the front, slide it up, bounce it, keep doing that. And then the TV would just, like, I could see it when the sun was coming through, because how you get that perfect light where you can see all the smoke.
You can see the
like
trike heads.
You can see every crystal. And I'd be watching the
Stacked.
crystals go whoop. And it wasn't even the crystal, sorry, I was watching the stalks go to the thing. And in my mind, I'm thinking there's the crystal. Oh, that's the head. It's going to be the best. And I scrape off the TV, and I pack a bowl, and it's like, this is the worst, right? It was like, because it's all the stalks. And then I started to figure out, like, oh, wait a minute, it's all the hash. Oh, so if you just break up all the hash in front of the TV, bounce it around.
That'll take the stalks. The heads are left.
To the TV, and
Are you watching TV again, Adam? No, Mom, I'm not.
And
I'm making hash, I swear.
And it was those tube televisions you need, and it was hard to get nowadays. So now you just gotta find the right things. But it's that, when you turn them on, they go.
All of a sudden, CRT TVs are popular again. I need a
but just
CRT
two.
TV.
It's kind of like the hair press for when Rosin first came on. Every Goodwill is like, why the hell did people buy that?
You're going down to the pawn shop,
Been there
buying
for
an
20
old TV.
years.
Got a really old
They get the
television.
ceramic, dude, like 1.5 inches, man.
But you know the feeling that you feel when you stand next to one of those?
Yeah,
Like as a kid.
Yeah, it makes your hair stand up a
Oh,
little
it all
bit.
goes in the back of your
Yeah.
neck, goes,
You feel it.
like your whole head goes. Like, yeah, because we had.
Kids, you're going to have to look up what we're talking about. TVs were a lot thicker than your cell phone.
I
Okay?
grew up, I grew
had-
up with like a 13-inch black and white.
My grandfathers had. Everybody around that time period in the 70s, 80s, in like the States had those big like
Consoles.
wooden. giant wooden
cabinet.
built in,
huge.
massive.
And it was like American Craftsman. I don't
Took
know,
like
whatever
3
the name
people
was.
to
And it
move
was
it
like
minimum, like
Zenith was the big
Yeah.
one.
Back when your couch had plastic on it.
They had the record players.
Grandma's
the
couch.
eight-track.
And those TVs, if you turn those bad boys on, it would like turn like a Tesla coil or something.
The dog's hair stands
So
up when
many
you turn it
tubes.
on.
So many tubes.
Exactly that.
Yeah,
That's
that
funny.
was Oprah hash. And that was funny because that was like it kind of went over my head in the sense of like I remember doing it. It was funny, and I would call it Oprah hash, but it was like
Yeah, Billy told me that story, and I was like,
it was
really?
not really.
You
like,
get some hash, and you get some hash.
So maybe that's those type of not new, but those methods can end up being used to those ones that don't wash well, that we know are really good but don't wash well. At least we can have very minimal agitation
Yeah.
to those heads.
There's another method that works really well. It's called BHO.
Which is true for the ones that we can't wash, or like I
Damn,
said,
son.
For the non-washers, for all for
but
the
some people
non-super
just like
boofs of the
forget,
world.
You
they
just
just don't
gave
want
Mr.
to. They
X a
just don't want
stiffy.
to. But
It's
true.
so
Funny
exciting.
because it's true.
Well, and the key, what I always think about BHO too is that it's like it saves the day in the sense of we'd be wasting so much resin if we didn't have it. Like if it only relied on rosin,
If you-
you're like.
I like flavors.
I
and
like that
the,
we
the
have
pink
multiple
runs.
techniques.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's what I think it comes down to is like, I really try not to shit on your technique. Don't shit on mine. Let me play in your competitions. Don't judge it on color. Let's not sit here and go, oh, the whitest hash is the best hash. Like, let's blind ourselves and just, who's got the best watermelon? Who's got the best piece of fruit? You know, I always tell people, like, tell me you like fruit, but you only eat blueberries.
Does it catch on fire?
You know?
Does it sparkle?
Yes.
Does it sparkle?
No.
Do you get a light show with every hit? It's like,
That's BHO from like 15 years ago.
So
well,
just
they're still out there. I don't know. I've seen some more recently than that, even though.
I was gonna say,
if you happen to
the
be,
people that we deal with, like our good buddy the Diamond Mine.
you don't have to worry about
None
that.
of that stuff.
There's Gabe's plug, the Diamond Mine.
I didn't even plug my own gear today.
Go plug it. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna. You were
I
gonna
was
be
gonna
the
say-
next one.
New Millennium, DLI 5.8.
Don't forget.
JugDealers.
Don't forget all. What else?
Don't
you got?
forget.
Come on.
Come on.
What am I forgetting?
I don't know. You got so many things.
King of the
going on.
Woods.
Mile marker 82.
I was gonna say, if you
Oh, yeah,
can't
mile-
find it at 5.8, then we don't sell it. So
Okay.
5.8
Okay.
JugDealers.
I just sound
New
like a Dutch guy
Millennium.
now. Yes, does not exist if we don't have it. Probably not existing. No.
DLI. We still sell HPSs. We still sell HPS bulbs.
What was funny was I was saying, I think I
Yes.
talked about it a couple shows ago that Lee was telling me that it's a revival now in Cali. He's like, dude,
Yeah.
everyone's going for it. They're all like, we don't need these LEDs.
I mean,
We don't
dude,
need
you go look.
For the
Dude, you go look
We
at
lost
you go
something.
look at
for
the
the money you
videos.
save, you lose a lot of other things.
You're not,
Dude, you go
yes,
look at the
you spend a lot of
videos
money
that
on other stuff.
Waxface from Jungle Boys puts up about all the breeding they're doing. Every single one of those videos, they're all in HPSs. You know what I mean? It's just, and people can argue all they want about it. It's just, there's different nuances they produce. I like a mix of all of them. And the reality is, when you look at the sun's like 3,800 par. So when you're cranking your fixture to 1,800 par, you still ain't even
Not
close.
even
There's
close.
so much stuff that you're missing, and you see so many people that are tuning the spectrum and all the rest of this. There's still a long way to go with LEDs. There's still a long way to go with figuring out we have a scientist who just joined the team. He went to Wageningen University, and
Wageningen, there's a flex.
what you see in that, like, really the red that matters is 633 nanometers and 640 nanometers.
I don't know, 634 to 642 might work.
He's
might.
pretty specific
My
about
uncle
those
showed
numbers.
me. My uncle
okay,
showed
give
me.
or take 3.
So he dialed it. Yeah, that's the other part of it is like when you have that much control, you also have that much of an ability to completely fuck it up too. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
well, and we missed that mark.
Well, I mean,
We're like,
we think about it. We went from
Running way over.
blurples to full spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, well, we don't know which one it is.
Oh,
Helio
Blurple.
Spectra.
But we
Blurple
and what
was a-
happened? People go
Blurple
back
was
to
like-
HPS.
The blurple was like the lowrider of lighting, you know what I mean? Like where it kind of it gave everybody the bad taste right out of the gate, where they were like, I don't know about these LEDs, man. These things are kind of fucked up.
Well, and the worst
That's
part is
Riders,
you're
yeah.
working in those
Pinto,
rooms.
like type.
You know, I mean, talk about having your head fucked
Yeah.
up after 7 hours in a room like that. You're like, what the hell? What planet? did
Well,
you
but
live
you know what also happens?
What also sucked is you couldn't see the greenness in the plant, so you couldn't
No.
see, like, it just couldn't tell the
Yeah.
health of the plant. And I'd be like, turn off the lights, and I'd be like, oh, they look fine. Like, I don't know why I was thinking they all look shitty for a minute. Like, they all look weird under the light. They don't look,
Brondo's got what
and like,
that's crazy.
if they're really healthy, you can't see them even more.
Yeah.
Like, the more healthy they are, the harder they
The
are to
harder
see.
they are to
So
see.
there was some benefit, like you could see like unhealthy plants because they'd be like popping out a little bit, like kind of like radiant, like, oh, look at that one. Oh, that
Yeah.
one's underfed. Whereas the healthy ones would stay. Do you remember the glasses that they had at one
Oh,
point?
yeah.
Yeah.
That were like
Yeah.
not the glasses that they have now,
Yeah.
but they had the purple glasses that were super dark. And the idea was you could look, this is for outdoor weed even, but you could look at a field of weed in the sun and spot just by the things popping off like pink and not looking purple was either bugs or deficiencies.
Yeah,
Yep.
some sort of.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you try them? Did
Yeah,
they,
yeah,
were
I
they
had
work?
them. I had
No.
them for a while, and it's just like one of those things where I was like, I'm not in a big enough place to need them because I'm just growing in Amsterdam. But if you had like a field
still.
and you were looking across a field, you could be like, oh, that plant
Oh,
way the
that
fuck
one.
over there is popping off like it's almost like if it was under
Yeah,
thermal
yeah, yeah.
radiation or whatever. And
That
like,
sounds like cop glasses. That's what they would be
and they
using.
looked like
Right.
super cop glasses. They were like the total aviators
Yeah,
and dark purple. But the fucked up thing about them is they fucked all the color up. Like you couldn't see a red, like you couldn't see reds and greens like normal. So if you put them on and tried to drive a car, you'd crash in 5 minutes because you wouldn't be able to see if it was a red light
Yeah,
or a green
red light
light
or
or
green.
what. So they were like super dangerous to wear besides looking at plants.
Go figure.
You know what I
But
mean?
that's fine. It's still
Yeah.
a good, tool.
Oh no, it was cool. It was interesting. I got them from somebody, and it was just like I remember showing those to the guys from Black Flies years ago, and saying, "Dude, you should make something like this." And Jack, the owner, Jack Martinez, was like, "Dude, how many people are gonna buy fucking grow glasses, right?" And I'm like, "Come on!" But that idea was quite extreme, right? It was like I put them on, he put them on, and was like, "Dude, these are crazy."
I think we sold Black Flies
Yeah, I
grow
made that
glasses
deal.
for years.
I made
but
that deal.
It was just the it was just the HPS. You're like, no, that was me. That was me.
No, that was me putting it together, and it was like classic situation where I put it together, and right when they finally delivered them, it's about the time when nobody wanted HPS.
Nobody wanted HPS fixtures
Everybody
anymore.
wants LEDs now, and you're like, wow, fuck, there we fucked that one up. But of course, so Black Flies was such a 90s brand, and the owners would come to Amsterdam like 2 times a year and just rage, like literally land, swing by and see us, then hit the fucking club scene or whatever, then have, go off to fucking festies, and it was always really hilarious because when they came, they'd be bringing me like a duffel bag full of glasses, you know what I mean? So I had a new pair for every day of the week, and fucking, it was awesome. It was like it was the perfect thing because I would give them all a bunch of shit when they came to Amsterdam, so they had all our gear, which they never, like, they were like, "Dude, we don't need any more jackets. We live in LA."
I'm still heartbroken that I was too late for any of the good Hoodlam gear because, dude, you guys had the best.
Yeah, blind him, hit him in the head,
He says-
knock him out. There are pieces out there, like for instance, in Canada, I know there's a complete like warehouse full of gear.
Really?
Because they were distributing for us, and then they kind of like fell off a little bit, and just haven't been really pushing a lot, and they got just sitting on kind of capsule collections, which I told them already, like, hey man, if we can get all these into one spot, fucking bang them out.
Dude, Jaren's got that sweet New Millennium Hoodlam sweatshirt. That thing is so dope.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing more runs. We did a couple. We did like last year, but the thing is, we haven't. We're not Hoodlum anymore. We're Refreshing, but we have the name back. So technically speaking, we can do a run and bring it back. Bring it back.
There is
Hoodlum.
a certain nostalgia.
And the good
to
part
that
about it though
name.
is when we did it on purpose, we made it very timeless. Like we did not do anything too like, oh, right now everybody's doing that. You know what I mean? Because that would fuck you up. And it was like more like just kind of what we were talking about earlier. Just stick to your style, and at some point it all comes back around.
That's it.
And since we kind of went with like the Carhartt vibe, which is pretty timeless, you know what I mean? Carhartt's, I'm sure he's wearing a Carhartt right now.
Carhartts, old school, like and beat up Carhartts now, or like
Quality,
all the thing right now.
You see
really-
what truly Red Panda's doing
so
with
rock
the.
star. Thank you.
now.
I have a pair of like those lined fucking pants or whatever.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
So
so
nice.
worn in and beat up and ridiculous. It's like one of those things where you're just like, oh god.
I mean, when I actually did
It's-
construction,
It's fully
you
in
know,
style, man. Just on that like vintage piece of clothing, especially the jacket.
So,
Dave loves
Gabe,
like that.
out of
Work
all
clothing.
this material we have tonight, what would you get, 20, 30 minutes out of it for the show?
Nah, easily 45.
45.
Yeah, not bad.
Well,
For a 3-hour show, it's pretty good. You got 45
That's
minutes of listenable.
at the
The
end,
rest?
yeah.
Questionable.
At the end of 3 hours, you get kind of hungry, and if you're hungry, you know what you should do?
Get tacos.
Tacos and barbecue at Sohai Cafe, Taqueria and Barbecue.
Best
at
burnt
4300 West Alameda in
Did you guys get here early enough to
Lakewood.
get tacos yet, or are you getting?
Nah.
tacos?
Afterwards, we're gonna get
No,
tacos.
yeah, yeah,
I took him to Tacos Jr. last night.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
He took me to get pho too as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you
There
fucked
you
up by
go.
bringing him to those tacos because now it's over.
Then he's looking
You'll never go
confused,
back
like he
there
can't
again.
get the ad up.
I got it.
He's, I don't know.
Oh,
we don't
oh.
see it here.
Oh,
but that's
I
fine.
saw it.
There we
I saw
go.
it.
Here we are.
So,
4300 West Alameda. If you want a big order, call ahead first.
Here's the
Wings,
menu.
Dude, the burnt
ribs,
This
ends.
looks so
the
awesome.
burnt
Heck
ends.
yeah.
mac and cheese, wings, you name it, it's here. The very, very diverse
Burgers,
menu
what the
now.
hell?
yeah, we got burgers.
Burgers soon. Yeah,
booga,
burgers.
booga,
Okay.
We got boogers, booger.
Did you use the Duke
This is
method?
awesome.
Hamburger,
Are you
hamburger.
smoking them?
Cheeseburger, cheeseburger. What?
Is the hamburger, are they smoked?
No, it's grilled.
Oh, you gotta smoke those.
Hamburger, hamburger, hamburger.
So you go to 4300 West Alameda, it's Sohai Cafe, Viper Pit Barbecue. Tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show.
Ozo Coffee.
And what happens? Do we get extra napkins?
You're gonna get
Get two extra
You
napkins.
get extra napkins.
a turp wipe.
Throw in an extra burnt end.
You want to try some amazing coffee? We've got the whole discount thing worked out, guys. I spoke with Justin.
More than coffee.
Done Deal 2025 works every time you want to use it. You go to ozocoffee.com. You pick your strain. He travels around the globe. He meets these family farms, and he has the beans shipped to Colorado.
All the
and
coffee
Boulder.
places or all the good
Oh, I
weed
might have a
places, too,
connection
or most
for
of
'em.
the good weed places.
There we
That's what
go.
I'm looking at. I'd be like, I need some good
Colombia,
coffee.
I got some people.
Yeah.
ozocoffee.com.
Build a soil.
855-877-SOIL. They'll answer any question you have about growing almost anything. You go to their website, buildasoil.com. You can get the king of the wooks ferments there.
Juice, the juice.
The stuff that makes your plants thrive, because it's what plants crave. It's wook ferments. Brendo. It's what plants
The
crave.
wookiest.
You've seen it right here. We use this product. It's become ingrained in how we smoke cannabis. There is just no way to smoke a joint without a yo-tip. You go to yotip.com, you enter Done Deal at checkout, or you give them a call and introduce them to your dispensary, to your pre-roll company. They need to be packaged with every pre-roll that there is. It just makes any pre-roll joint with those tiny little cone filters and crutches hit better. You got to give them a try. Their rings right now incorporate into their whole system so that you could use Yo-Tip XLs. They are absolutely a fantastic product, totally necessary. Yotip.com or Yo Products LLC on Instagram.
Yo.
You need your MMJ card, or you want to discuss mushrooms for your family, your loved one, you go to holoshealth.org. You tell them you heard about it on the show.
The pictures on
So
the
what you do?
website.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
it? They were happy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
see them? They're
happy as shit.
Look
Look
at
at
them.
them.
Like, they having
yeah.
the time of their life.
Like, these mushrooms are amazing.
Yeah.
Right where I want to be.
And get some.
I take my micro dose.
Why do I keep yawning?
So you go to dabx.com. The greatest rig you can ever imagine. dabx.com. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Fat dabs, easy to clean, fantastic customer service.
I got a
Done
guy-
deal at
They're
checkout,
wonderful.
20%
I got
off.
a
A friend of my mom's who's like, he goes up to Breck every year and snowboards and skis, and he's probably a little older than me, but he's like got that like kind of Big Lebowski vibe to him or something like that, and he's making his own hash and growing his own weed, and he's like, what's that? What's that? And I was like, oh, let me show you. He went and ordered it. I saw him the last weekend. Like he came over to fix something at my mom's place on the roof or whatever. He pulls it out. He's like, Adam, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for giving me this. This thing
damn.
is amazing. Because I was just waiting for him to go like, I can't get it to work. You know what I mean? But no, he's like, dude, this thing never.
It's awesome.
It's never failed me. Because he skis a lot. He's a ski instructor, so he would take it with him skiing, and he's like, dude, this is the best, because you got it right here. You just pop it out, boop, and he's like, one big dab in there will last almost the whole half the day, because you can't take a lot of long hits. You pretty much get like little ones going or whatever. No, he was so happy. with it.
$159 with a cleaning kit shipped to your house with the Done Deal code, or $92 for a rocket. dabx.com. Go to 14erboulder.com, enter Done Deal at checkout. You have to try the Tropicana rosin. Absolutely fire. So
syringes
fucking
today. I got
terpy.
some things
So
along
yes,
the
I picked up this product today. I brought it here for you to try. It's it's like a glass terp dispenser, and it's live rosin. So you have to check it out. It's in a glass, so you can drop it right on your dab tool, put it on your whatever
I
it is.
just want to look
I think
at
you
it.
should boof it, Dave.
I've already done that tonight.
Just
The whole
one
gram.
plunger.
Been boofing.
Yeah,
Whole gram.
whoosh,
Straight up there.
Doctor in the house.
whoosh it in there.
Yeah. What do you mean? Of course, Vinny did too.
Heat it up. Though. Heat it up.
No, you don't
Extra
heat
flesh.
it up.
Warm it up.
What a
so
time
it's-
to be alive.
so it's-
You gotta try the
can't
little
do it
Pixie
cold, man.
disposables.
It'd be like all
Be like,
slow.
Yeah, dude.
All right, Dave, this is your first prostate exam.
Just warm it up.
Don't think about it.
Squirt
Just
it up there.
14erboulder.com.
Telling you. Tell us how it goes.
I will. Hello. You need to go to grovebags.com. You need to ask for Lance Lambert. Tell him you want to talk to him. You want to order some bags, and he'll give you a salesperson.
You should get Gene Trader bags made just to have them, like get 1,000 of them made and use them the same bags every show for your competitions and keep them very simple, but with your logo. No, don't even put a window on it or nothing. Just like total secrets. You can't know. Go for that. That way you don't have to. I would do that.
Yeah.
Because they're the best.
They're so great.
They're the best for sure.
Yeah, they're just
like
better
if it's
than
humid,
glass.
they stay dry.
Yeah.
If it's dry, if it's the other way around, they'll stay. They.
My
Here,
house
it's
smells
locked.
so good when
Colorado
I'm
is the perfect example of anything that works here is like New York of fucking weed, because
But my
if it
house
works
smells-
here, it's gonna work
Yeah.
anywhere
It'll work,
because
yeah.
it's fucking dry. as fuck when it comes to bags.
Grovebags.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that the cotton mouths have been like extra after smoking up here.
Hyper.
Go to Hortotech Direct.
He's trying to steal your shtick over here.
Oh my God.
He's trying to steal your shtick. Landlords. So Hortotech Direct, if you want to get a greenhouse. Now this is something else. You should be helping us slang some greenhouses out there.
Yeah.
You could sell at least a couple.
Let's go.
I'll get 10 brushes for free.
10. No. Yeah, 10.
10 trim brushes.
We'll
I
get
know
you
it's-
20.
It used to be 6.
It used to be 6. You've already moved it up to
Yeah,
10.
listen, times inflation is crazy.
HortotechDirect.com.
You know what's happening out there?
Look, you only spent $89,000. You should get at least.
It's like, dude, now you got Camaros is like
Those are
no
so
tariffs.
nice.
Look
You
how
need
nice.
2 experts. 30 by
I'll
100.
take 3 experts, please,
Let's go.
Yeah.
and a bag of
Please.
fries.
Double
experts in
animal
a bag.
style.
And 10 brushes.
10 brushes.
10
Oh, that'd be
brushes.
30 brushes.
HortotechDirect.com.
You'd be the man.
Derps.
Terpwipes.com/done
That's
deal.
another
No
one
code
that you
necessary.
talked to in there.
Terpwipes.com/done deal.
Good job. Oh,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
If you have a messy stoner in your life, which is everyone, terpwipes.com/done deal.
oh yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Numbnuts.com. THC and CBD infused nut
What did you
butters.
think about that one?
The
other day?
cinnamon is great.
That one. threw me
Holy
for-
fuck.
Yeah, dude. I had to like read the whole thing. I was like, oh, nuts.
Yeah, you were like, oh, nuts.
Nuts,
Yeah, you got
nuts.
excited, and then you're like, oh,
no,
those
no.
nuts.
No, I didn't get excited. It confused me for a second. Like, whoa. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Anything with nuts, gotta be careful.
But
no, there's a. I mean, it's a
nuts.
perfect combination because THC and peanut butter. I mean, come on.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it's
They
a
go
no-brainer.
together.
It's a no-brainer right there because it's all fat and fucking slips right in.
And now he's got chocolate bars. You'll see them soon. You'll be able to go to
Millionaire
numbnutsco.com
bars. You didn't get to
and
try those.
order his
You weren't
THC
here.
hemp-derived bars that
Millionaire
can ship
bar.
anywhere in the
Vinny,
country.
we put one in the freezer or no?
Millionaire bar.
do they have
Huh?
do they end up like
Hey,
the
Mark
whole-
got it
like
already.
giving oils too? Just making out just straight like peanut oil, infused peanut oil.
Okay.
No, I mean, I don't know. No, this is. I mean, the oil is naturally in there. That's the key to the
Yeah.
whole thing. So it's not infused into the oil and
Into
then
the oil.
the thing. It's just, but if it sits, I'm sure if batch-wise, it doesn't just like put it in and whip it out. I'm sure it sits a little bit and settles and
He's got a process.
Yeah, of course.
Numbnutsco.com.
3 times a day, 3 times to the left, and next
Yes.
day 3 times to the
That's
right.
By naked women.
Under the full moon.
JeromeBaker.com. Or is it JeromeBakerGlass.com, Vinny?
Jerome Baker.
JeromeBaker.com. Tell him you heard about it on the show. If you're in Vegas, you want to stop by the Las Vegas Dream Factory.
Didn't he just
It's
go to?
done.
He just moved to Hawaii.
Nixe to the shop.
Really?
Yeah, he just moved to Hawaii.
He's
Oh.
already
They
told you
closed-
that.
I forgot.
Close the entire shop.
Sorry.
Not even there.
Forgot all
You
about it.
can't go there.
Didn't know. Can't
Don't
go.
go.
Move.
Don't go.
Don't
Don't
go.
go.
Move
Oh,
to
stop
Hawaii.
right now if you were leaving. When I just told you 20
If you're in
seconds ago.
Vegas,
Don't
go.
go.
To the glass.
Cancel that
Don't go.
reservation.
Cancel that.
I know
More
you.
proof
I know
Dave
you've
doesn't
left
pay
your
attention to
house
the
and you're on
show.
your way down there. Stop.
Interestingly enough, he left town and the whole town fell apart. So
Fell
he may have been
apart.
holding it all together.
He was the glue.
He was the glue that held that town together, and now it's over.
He was
True.
the glass glue. So you go to JeromeBaker.com, give him a call, tell him you heard about it on the show, order some bongs.
You're in
It's
Maui,
worth a
though,
shot.
by the way. You give him a heads up.
Let's go.
SeedsHereNow.com. Do you have the script,
James is the
Vinny?
best.
No,
Oh,
Vinny's
God.
not doing it.
I'm not
70
looking
elite breeders, unmatched genetics, the #1 cannabis seed bank. He's got the breeder of the month for 25%
Breeder
off.
So far.
You can go to
flavor of the month forever.
iwantclones.com. SeedsHereNow.com. Tell them you heard about it on the show. Done deal at checkout. 10% off. Might even be a little more.
I'll have Mark
iwantclothes.com.
That jar looks wild.
And then you go to AdamDunnShow.com if you want to buy a cult jacket. Even though that IROC was, at the first ADSI, they will make a 3X jacket.
He's
if
still
you
waiting
want
for his
one.
T-shirt from the first fucking show.
Hold on, I
Oh,
might
shit.
have
First
to
thing he
get-
complains about every time he sees me. I never got a shirt.
Was that a new
shirt
product?
Where's my shirt? Yeah, this all people was like, "Where's my shirt, man?"
There wasn't one.
He hangs on like a
There wasn't
forever.
one. There
Maybe
wasn't one.
at the next ADSI.
I do like those hoodies.
Which is coming up in November.
Oh, here we go, baby. Here
15th
we go.
and 16th. And you know what? There's no asking to participate. If you didn't get an email from Adam,
You don't come.
fuck you.
Yeah. You're not allowed.
That's a T-shirt too. If you didn't get an email from Adam, and on the back, fuck you.
Let me send you my email address then.
I'm sorry, Gabe.
If you were at the
Don't
first
waste your
one-
time.
If
You
you're
should
at the
send
Sorry,
first
I
those
won't.
one,
links that makes it open up your like CD or whatever. Real old school, like man.
Look at Katie. She's got the mic in the thing now. Not freehanding. You know.
and Ricky Lake has left the building.
Hold on.
Wow, y'all.
Uh-oh. Now Vinny's going to get the guitar. We're going to play us out. Hey, you know what? I just found out that Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, Star Talk, is only $5 a month for Patreon. Where 80 cents cheaper, $4.20 gets you 4 to 5 episodes a
Way
month.
more entertaining.
Way more
Far
entertaining.
more entertaining.
So you go to AdamDunnShow.com. Is that where you go? YouTube
It's
/
fully
Adam Dunn
uncensored,
Show.
Go to
right?
Patreon.
Patreon.
This one?
Is that fully uncensored on Patreon?
Fully what?
Uncensored.
Uncensored.
Oh, of
Yes.
course.
Oh, uncensored.
Oh,
yeah.
it's so bad.
It's wild.
Cannabis
We
rated.
go way down the rabbit hole of
Yeah, we go down the rabbit hole.
So-
Black Mirror type of shit, man.
really bad.
Yeah, we use bad words.
Bad
Like we won't
words
won't
the
say
whole
what they
time.
are.
Come hang out with us.
We break
see you
every
next.
we break
We
every
use
rule.
bad words. Come hang out with
We
us.
break every rule possible.
Every rule.
So
We'll
check
see you
us out
next
over
week.
There. We have a new member, I think.
Yeah.
Mike, shout out to
Sweet. Lose one, gain one. Thank you.
Deuces.
We love you guys.
40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to stop out,
All right, for the crew that's still hanging in there, we got it. Sorry about that.